Hello, anyone watching. Um, if you've been going back to past videos, or if you have actually been lucky enough to follow us around while have done this live, you would probably notice that the name of this campaign is a little different. That's because, due to a lot of cancellations, I've actually decided to change the story and change a couple of things around with the party. We're actually still missing someone tonight, but that will be rectified soon. This is, as anyone who looks at the title will see, it's called the Liars Club. And we're going to be following a very interesting group of individuals through this world of darkness as they are given, I want to say, a new purpose in life. Well, a new purpose in most of their undeaths. We open in an elevator. The three of you were actually taken to this building in a company car. You were all given texts and calls from your respective posts talking about having to meet the company's founder in New York. That's not how this usually works. Being contractors for this company, I mean, it's an odd company to say the least. There's no real name for it. You just know you're contractors. You know you're put on correct jobs. You know you're put with certain teams when needed. As long as you are good at your jobs, being a contractor with this group isn't really problematic. You go on with your lives until you get a call or an email or a text, and you say yes or no. But this time there wasn't the choice of yes or no. It was the simple statement of go to New York and find your car. And all of you sitting in a large SUV found yourselves in front of a very recently finished office building. Kind of place that it was far enough in construction that it looks like it should be. It already has its carpets in the windows and even the walls, but not a lot of furniture. But that didn't matter. This kind of thing is normal, especially when you have to meet your employers in person. In the elevator, you're just listening to the music. Somehow they got it in there before they finished building this place. It was kind of a blank place. No one at the front desk. I mean, why would there be? Place is basically abandoned. Of course, someone who could have been the founder of this company would choose the top floor of this place. And when the elevator dings, when the doors open, you see in front of you what most would call a crime scene. As you see the ripped apart and eviscerated remains of approximately 7 people. The most intact thing there is the severed head of someone who is sitting next to a door directly across the room from you. There's even furnishing in here, plants, chairs. Majority of the carpet, as well as the small sofas in the corners, are splashed in blood. This is fresh. You can all smell it. And on the room, across the room from this elevator, on the door, I should say, there's a note just taped to it. From here, you can't read it, but, well, it says something. I open the floor to you.
So we just see the bodies.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is first assessment. This is what you have immediately noticed.
I would like to. I'm going to use with this. Could I use Sense the Beast to kind of get a better feel if there is something in the room?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I have to roll Resolve versus Animalism, I think is my roll if you want me to do that. Or should I just use it? Because it is a passive ability as well. Do you want me to roll something or do you want it to just be.
Yeah, if you wanna try to if you wanna try to notice something that you wouldn't already, then yeah.
All
And,
right.
I will remind the other 2 of you, might wanna pull out that dice roller I gave you guys a
One,
while ago.
two, three. That is 5 successes.
Alright. You're not you're not sensing anything else, especially alive, within this room.
Well, with that assessment, I'm just going to grunt and head to the note to see what it says.
Stepping over the majority of viscera, you see that just simply written on the note, "Wait inside."
Huh. I'm just gonna turn to the others, kind of wave a gesture a hand, kind of to follow, and just say, "Come, we must wait." And I'm gonna go into the room.
Well, I suppose the instructions are clear, and I'll follow him.
I am also just following.
Yeah, definitely stepping around the body.
So what?
This room is very different compared to what you just walked through. Clean and furnished. It is set up like an office and a head office. You see a large wooden table sat down looking towards the door, large plate glass windows behind it, chair, even a few little just the only thing on said desk is a bottle of Jack Daniels and 2 glasses. Around the room, there's a few armchairs, even a sofa pushed up against the wall, all of them angled to look towards the desk.
Well, I am going up to that Jack Daniels and pouring me a glass and then sitting down somewhere. I'm just not going to say a word. I'm just going to do it like I've always done it, and I'm going to sit down somewhere.
Okay, and fuck, his name is Hugh, right? Not you, Tyler. Um,
Who is Hugh?
Hades.
Oh, Hades is Hughes.
Hades. His name is Hugh, right? That's what we agreed on.
Yes.
So coming between the legs of Ryan, Hugh the Wolverine runs through his legs and goes behind that large wooden desk.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys say something. I don't want to be the only one doing stuff.
Millie will just take a seat wherever convenient. No drink, though.
Just gonna just stand off to the side.
All right. Okay. You know, I'm not even surprised that no one would question the Wolverine.
I had a thought about doing it, but I feel like we're just gonna say Tom wouldn't care all that much.
Oh, they'd
After
probably say,
about
cute dog.
Cute dog. Funky dog.
You know, Hugh Jackman
Thanks,
didn't
he's
even know a Wolverine was a real animal.
purebred.
I didn't know that about Hugh Jackman, but I'm not surprised.
I mean, you guys should totally look up pictures of like the animal Wolverine. They're
Oh, I know
fucking
what they
awesome.
I know what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um After about 10 minutes of waiting, you hear the elevator ding again from outside the door. And when the door opens, you see Tom recognizes him, the other two don't. This tall kind of he's I'll specify how he's dressed. Uh, like this tall gentleman, dark hair, curly, but bit on the odd side. When he enters the room, everyone actually gets this weird feeling. It's almost as if a certain fight or flight response was activated in the back of your minds. However, it's like you all know there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just there for some reason. When he walks into the room, you guys actually see that he's wearing this uh black leather jacket, kind of like the one someone on a motorcycle would wear. That is, it looks wet with something, and it's a lot easier to tell what that is because the white button-up shirt under said jacket, the entire front of it, around his mouth and down his neck, are all stained in fresh blood. And dragging behind him is actually the paralyzed body of a wildly large woman, like luchadora large kind of woman. And he is just by one of her legs dragging her into this room while going towards the desk. And he just, as soon as he gets in front of the desk, drops the leg, he turns around. And you see, like, before sitting down on the desk, he you hear a metal tapping as he tries to sit down before he sits back up and pulls out this huge, blood-stained kukri knife and setting it down on the desk next to him so he can sit down more comfortably. And he just takes a solid minute to sit there,
I
pour
would,
himself a glass of
I would
whiskey,
say the moment
looking at three of
he
you.
would have dropped the leg, I think Tom would have said something. Oh God, I had the line. Now it's gone. Um, oh, he would have. I had it, and then you were describing things, and I was trying not to forget it while listening to you. He would have said. Fuck, never mind. I fucking forgot it. It's gone. It's over. I can't do it.
Yeah.
This never
So
happens.
so he takes a solid minute to first pour a glass of whiskey and then just sit there with it in his hands looking at the three of you. And then he just finally kind of looks down at this woman, and as you guys all like have the time to actually look at it, this woman, she's dressed in a lot of like stereotypical biker gear, like Sons of Anarchy biker gear, not that specific gang, but that style. And she has a silver stake in her chest. And this guy, he just looks up at the three of you and he just says, "Silver's such a weird thing. I mean, like, back when I was a kid, I loved silver. Like, I would collect those coins and shit, and it's like, I mean, you could buy a loaf of bread with one of those coins, but, like, I was from a poor family, and I didn't care. I'd figure out any other way to not get rid of those coins, because that's how much I liked silver. So it's really fucking funny how nowadays, when you're a monster like me or our larger Russian friend here, that silver is actually special to us. I mean, he's very different compared to us, but the three of us, and he kind of just waves his finger between himself, Ryan, and Millie. Just the three of us. It's not that special. It doesn't hurt us worse. It doesn't burn our skin usually. But I noticed something really interesting with silver. I mean, a corpse doesn't feel too much pain. It's all a little bit bleeded. It's almost like it doesn't really matter. But silver, you can feel silver. And that's really damn special. And in the blink of an eye, you watch as he slams his hand at the hilt of the kukri knife and flings it into the abdomen of the woman on the floor. It's like, when I figured that out, I put a lot of time into making that and everything else I keep on me. At least usually plated silver. Problem is bullets aren't the best with it though. Now, my name's Logan. Uh, hey, Tom. How you liking the drink?
He's good.
Yeah, all right. Look. Uh Oh shit, yeah, I never used my last name for the company. Yeah, the legal name of this company is actually Cassidy Enterprises, and that's because, well, my name and whatever. Look, I'm technically I'm technically not the president of the company. I just founded it. I gave this shit to my wife as soon as it got annoying to deal with it. It's just the problem with corporations like this is you get your contractors, you put them on whatever job they agree with. And I mean that's the easy part. That's the part that's why we started it. The hard part is when you're on the other side of that. When you're the one talking to the people with the job. Cuz that's when you notice shit. That's when you figure out that they're a little bit less trustworthy than you would have originally thought.
Hmm.
And you see, this job, it comes with its fair share of liars. Hell, it's full of liars. I mean, that's normal, but so knowing to trust your gut's just how you survive. But at a certain point, trusting your gut's not enough. At a certain point, instead of just being the thing that does the job, sooner or later you have to start being the one to keep the balance. And that's really annoying. I mean, but it has to be done. I mean, the people we work with, we've done jobs for the US government. Hell, we've done for the Chinese, Japanese, a lot of groups. I mean, our biggest benefactors, the Camarilla. I mean, of course they are. They're an organized front to pay for all this shit. It's not like anarchs are going to be calling us every once in a while, though sometimes they do. That's a different story. Because at a certain point, even if they're outside our mystical little social club, when they understand you can get shit done, you get a job. And the problem is when groups like ours are too good at our jobs, there creates an imbalance in the world. And when someone has too much power, there's not enough work for us. Because when somebody finally gets what they want, they don't need us. Now, I called 4 of you, actually, but, fourth one's not that necessary right now, so it's just the 3 of you for now.
Something about a
You see
scheduling mistake, I think.
no, it's, it was more a scheduling mistake on my side. I had some business before this, that's why there was the mess out there, and he's got his own shit to deal with. I, something like this across town. So, you see, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't get the 3 of you because you're the best in your jobs. I mean, if I wanted that, I'd just do shit myself. The difference is that I need more people. I can't do this shit by myself. I can't be in 2 places at once, especially not 3. So, instead of leaving some green idiot to try to do my work by themselves halfway across the world, you get a team. Because at least when there's more of you, it's a lot closer to a certain level of skill needed to just not fuck things up. I need a I need a very small group for this. I can't the kind of work that this is. I can't just be hogging company resources and sending people to do shit like this all the time. I mean, you do that, you piss off the Camarilla, they grab their fucking strike teams, they storm an office building, find out we're not living there, and kill everyone's families. So, groups like these, they don't, on the books, they stop existing very quickly. Because I need a group who can do shit outside of the oversight of the company. That's the main idea of all this. That's why I called you like on the tail end of what's actually supposed to be a cocaine deal. That's why Martha's here. Say hi, Martha. Oh yeah. So oh fuck, where's the cocaine? I'll deal with that later. Um, it's just I needed to get certain people, well, certain creatures, so to say, who could keep certain problem solving in house and under wraps, incognito like. And that's more the big reason why I got the, well, like I said, supposed to be the for you. Now, if you say no, I have a friend who can rip all of these memories out of your heads like it was nothing, so it's not like I gotta kill you. Um, it's just more like annually, you guys could make what? 500, 600,000 on just assorted jobs alone. The payout for doing something like this is at least a clean million annually, so I thought maybe it'd be a good idea to pitch it like that.
Why am I getting
No,
notifications?
it's not all talk at once. I, for one, am very interested in hearing what you have to say.
Well, like I said, it's kind of the idea that instead of working for the certain groups that post our jobs, well, you're gonna be taking orders from me. You're gonna be going where I tell you. You're gonna be doing what I tell you. So at least you have a more consistent ROE, so to say. Um, really, the important part about this is if you all agree to this, wherever you go, you're alone out there. The company won't save your asses. Unless you make your own friends, nobody's gonna save your fucking asses. I'm not gonna help you fuckers. I'll talk to you, I'll call you, you can ask me questions, but if you need someone to save you, you only got yourselves. Basically, you can't have any connection to the company whatsoever whenever on these kind of jobs. Because if they trace it back to the company, everyone is dead. Entire blocks of metropolitan cities get burnt to the fucking ground, and a lot of bad shit happens.
So my usual work. Got it.
Millie's just gonna look over him like, what the fuck do you do? Why is there so much urban carnage?
Uh, I mean, that is his usual work, but nowadays, well, before he came to New York, I had him in the Middle East. We weren't anywhere near the US stuff. It was a private matter. Some boys were hiding out there and we needed things to be a little bloody.
I often work without any help and no connections.
Yeah, the difference is that at least by yourself, no witnesses is a good thing.
Well, with others, this will just complicate matters.
With others, you don't need to kill everyone who's seen something. That's kind of the point about having a team.
I know.
Look, I'm not exactly the kind of guy who's against bodies being dropped. The difference is there is a certain limit to what drags attention. Like, I mean, we're all used to dealing with the mortal police. I mean, they're everywhere. They're annoying. The difference is where mortal cops will probably lose our trail after, you know, what feels like a blink of an eye for anyone who has lived more than 3 decades. Well, centuries, I mean, sorry about that.
Hmm.
It just it's when you start dealing with these bigger groups. I mean, especially because I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Camarilla is very high on the list of priorities for this kind of work. And they're also the most dangerous. I mean, you walk into a Camarilla city, if they know what you're doing, you're dead. If they don't, well, at least you have a chance. High risk, high reward. That's basic idea of this job.
Sounds like fun.
Just gonna quietly get up and refill my empty glass. Because I feel like Logan already knows my answer to any of this.
No. Shit. Can you give me a sec? I am getting a phone call.
Yes. It is
The
fun.
phone is ringing.
The phone is ringing. What is that from?
It's from Rescue Pets.
That's what it was. I couldn't remember. I was just like, I know this tune. Somewhere in my mind. I don't know what it's from, but I know this tune.
Yeah, bouncing around the dark recesses of your mind.
Oh God, if anyone got in there, they would be having a hell of a time. That is a dangerous place. It's a very dangerous place. Probably be the equivalent of one of those games that makes you feel like you're tripping on acid or something. That's my mind. Just going.
Who hasn't played Cruelty Squad?
Curl. What is squad?
You've never heard of Cruelty Squad?
All right.
Possibly. I'm not entirely sure.
So, uh, here's the problem. Well, first of all, let's just get a little roll call. I mean, are you in? At least?
You know my answer.
I'm in.
Okay. And
Camarilla interest or my interest?
he just kind of keeps staring at Tom. It's just like that mysterious Russian shit's gonna get annoying real fucking fast, ain't it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Jesus fucking Christ! I should have killed you back when the Krauts had you pinned.
I would have walked away anyways.
All right, so, and he just walks over and stands over the woman he left in the middle of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to one Martha, the head of a local biker gang. Very interesting crew. Mostly just run drugs around here. However, the reason why Miss Martha here is so important is that, well, she's actually funded by the Camarilla. I actually know her sire. He is not very happy that she chose this job. Now, you see, I was hired to facilitate the disappearance of Miss Martha here. The thing is as a Camarilla asset, She has some very interesting information in that little head of hers. Now, the fun thing about staking a vampire is they know everything that's happening around them. And he just kind of looks down at this woman that's just like, you hear that, Martha? I can't let you out of here alive. The difference is that between me and the other three in here, Martha has a very interesting choice. She can either live long enough to see sunlight, or she can suffer a slow and agonizing death as she refuses to answer certain questions. And the problem with a slow and agonizing death for undead creatures is we can survive a lot more than normal torture victims. And I really don't know if I should give Martha the benefit of the doubt and just ask her my questions. Because, I mean, well, she kind of pissed me off when she walked in here thinking she was the most dangerous thing in this room. And then I had to be very unkind to her friends on the lower floors of the building. It was also kind of annoying when I had to chase her through the parking lot. I should have just ripped her head off then. So, Martha, and while he walks past her, he just fucking kicks her in the head. My new friends are gonna decide whether I'm nice enough to just ask you questions before I start lopping fingers off.
I'm gonna look around at the other two, just kind of see what their responses are.
I've never really been much one for torture. I find there are more effective ways of getting what you want.
All right. Hear that, Martha? Millie here just saved you a lot of pain.
If that plan,
Usually,
Alright.
if
this is a
that plan
democracy.
doesn't, if that plan doesn't work, I can always tear into her.
Don't worry, I'm gonna deal with Martha myself. I need you three out somewhere else. You see, the three of you are gonna go to a little place called... what the hell is it? I'm trying to... I had it written down somewhere, And you see, he just walks out to behind the desk and he starts going through some drawers. It's like, yeah, that's it. It's called Little Appalachia. They didn't have a lot of time to really make a good name for it. So, and as the name suggests, it is in that kind of general geographic area of Appalachia, specifically West Virginia. Now,
Millie's just humming a country road right now.
it's a very recent town. Place was basically built over the course of a couple of months, about 5 years ago. The town itself is a Camarilla experiment. Some prince out there decided maybe we can figure out a way for humans to live with kindred. So at least you don't have to deal with the masquerade over there. Tom, still worry about yourself. How do I say this? Basically, it's on its last legs. That kind of project is doomed to fail. It's gonna get liquidated in a matter of months. It's not exactly, well, less months, more like weeks. And there's not really anything we can do to save the civilians. However, there was something else happening over there. That's why you three are heading over there. Whatever they were whatever they were looking into, whatever was being researched, whatever was being studied, other than the idea that humans and kindred can live with mutual knowledge of the other creature. It's important. If the Camarilla liquidate the town and are able to recover whatever research they have, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that whatever it was, whatever they actively put enough time into, that they consistently broke the masquerade for 5 years, it's valuable. And that means it's something we don't want in anybody's hands, especially not a group as, I don't like the word nefarious, but let's say self-interested as the Camarilla. You all have... You will meet the car outside the front of this building. They will take you to a small airstrip out in New Jersey. That plane will fly you into West Virginia, where you will find your own personal cars. Not three, actually it's going to be two, mostly because your fourth member has a lot of gear they need. He'll meet you out there. Well, he won't meet you out there when you're there, but he'll find you. You're not going to have any drivers when you get those two cars. Basically, as soon as you touch down, only contact you're going to have with anyone of your professional lives is me. Personal, I don't give a shit. Just, you know the drill. Don't get anyone killed. That's about it. When you get there at Little Appalachia, don't cause a massacre. Our company was not contracted for the liquidation of a entire town. Um, I don't like the idea of having children under my belt. So, yeah, don't make too much of a mess, especially because the Camarilla are going to be combing through that themselves, which means if you leave a big enough mess, they're going to know something happened. And the last thing we want is them knowing someone else was playing in their sandbox.
All right. I guess.
That'd be pretty important if you're willing to go against the Camarilla on this.
You gotta understand, me and the Camarilla have had, I want to say, visionary differences since I was even made what I am today. Well, tonight. I don't get along with a lot of organized, corporations especially, but well, just organizations in general. The Camarilla has a very special place in my heart. Well, less heart, more hate. That's mostly because they're the reason I am what I am.
Hmm.
So it is not too hard for me to see Camarilla work and say, fuck you.
Tom is going to, as he gets up and puts his empty glass onto the desk, is going to just say, "That makes two of us."
Yeah, sure. And he just kind of goes over and grabs the kukri out of, Martha's gut. And it's just like, now I have a very interesting conversation to have with our, friend here. So, why don't you all catch that car?
Tom's just gonna give him a nod and walk out the door. Not going to acknowledge the other two, just going to walk straight out to the elevator and then just wait.
I'll look around, shrug, look towards the elevator.
Now, as Ryan is probably the last to leave, you notice that Hugh comes out from behind the desk, covered in white powder. Just fucking covered in white fur,
Oh,
just
dear
covered in
God.
white powder.
Wolverine on crack. This is
Fuck.
bad.
Just going to pick up and hold and hope he doesn't decide to fight back as I'm walking to the elevator.
His fuzzy body is vibrating.
Oh, God. You're a little shit, you know that?
I could kill everything.
Yeah, I know you could. But let's not do that right now.
I want to kill God.
We can do that later.
Oh my God, it's literally just talk as a Wolverine. Goddamn.
He's the best at what he does. What he does is do crack.
He does crack and desires to kill higher powers.
He wants to attack and dethrone God.
Nothing will stop me. I will murder everything, even the immortal.
Okay. So, as you are all stuck in the backseat of a fairly spacious SUV with a cracked out Wolverine,
Just trying to get the powder out of his fur.
I know Tom's not the most talkative, but I mean, cracked out Wolverine is a pretty interesting conversation topic.
He would probably be able to smell the crack or the cocaine or whatever it is, and just be kind of curiously eyeing that direction where he can smell it. But he wouldn't probably be saying anything, and he'd probably be pulling out a either a flask or some small bottle of like vodka or something that he'd be sipping from. That he would have had like hidden in his jacket.
Boss is talking about you like you're some kind of unexploded bomb. Anything we should know about you?
Don't piss me off.
I think that goes for most.
Things get messy when I get angry.
Mysterious type, huh?
I've been alive for a while. And I've seen a lot and done a lot. What about all of you?
Yeah. Oh, I have an organization out west, but I'm on sabbatical from leadership at the moment. Got too tired of security. Wanted to break a few faces with my own hands once again.
Yes. I can
I'm doing this for the thrill, not because I need the money.
That's understandable. And what about you, Wolverine lover?
Ryan, when Tom looks over at you and subsequently Hugh, you like, because you're the only one who can currently communicate with him, because at least with Tom, he'd need some kind of check for it. You just feel like the telltale emotion of murder everything in front of me from this animal as he looks at Tom.
I would be able to sense it because my sense the beast passive should be able to just catch that, I think.
Yeah, but also this is a Wolverine. You just assume that's anything that's in front of him.
Yeah. I get the vibe that he's cracked out. he's gonna do some dumb shit.
There's just like there's like palpable tension between these two. I'm just like awkwardly looking between the two.
I think it's a one-way tension.
I can fucking take him.
Stop. No, you aren't going to start a fight in a car. Not right now.
I
This
can
is not
fucking
a good
take him.
time for that. No, stop.
I can do it. I can do it.
Just trying to keep a hold on this fucking murder dog.
It's literally a
stop.
miniature bear mixed with a honey badger. That's what
No.
a Wolverine is.
Yeah, I think we determined that the honey badger is a subclass of Wolverine.
Yes.
Actually, the honey badger is the cousin of a. The Wolverine is the cousin of the honey badger.
Yes.
Vice versa.
Just gonna kind of eye the honey or not the honey badger. Now I want to say honey badger, the Wolverine, while sipping from whatever container contains my vodka.
Not everyone carries around a honey badger. What's your story? So I mistook it for a dog. Now I'm gonna call it a honey badger.
This is too much social interaction as he completely shuts down.
The driver, you see, as at a stoplight, the driver just turns his head. It's like, friend Ryan here. He is not talkative type. Too long in the woods searching for people who hide.
Gee, we sure are lucky that Logan hires people that are able to deliver info dumps at a moment notice.
Oh no, I drive Ryan around every once in a while. Logan called me because the small creature more likely to speak than him.
Just, if anyone would have looked towards Tom at the time, he would just kind of smirk for a moment before settling back a little bit more in his seat. Just kind of watching everyone.
Oh, no. The employer, Mr. Cassidy is only how I know him. He is oddly considerate for a man who has threatened to kill me 5 times.
I believe it. I will say, he does know his drinks.
I think with that, that's just the end of that scene, at least.
Yes.
And I mean, at least an airport and a plane. That's not exactly too
There's a lot
special.
of quiet sitting around and Tom
Exactly.
drinking vodka
Yeah,
that he seems to keep finding more of, and no one knows why.
it just
The most
cuts-
Ryan would have said
Funny,
the
'cause
entire
my-
time is just
my character's-
making Hugh look at him and saying, "You better fucking behave on this plane."
It's really funny because my previous character's name was Ryan also.
It's like fucking just cuts to Tom like having to stop at the airport like duty free store and like pick up a fucking like a huge jug of like Grey Goose or some shit.
Yes. Just kind of swipes some card that no one can identify what brand of credit card it is. It just swipes it and walks off. Somehow goes through.
Yeah, basically.
Just like on my phone, like a Facebook mom playing like Candy Crush or something.
This is a very interesting group of individuals.
Yeah, my character is very much from like the same era as my mom, so
There's some motley crew of individuals.
The weird thing is like if the Malkavian was here, I would actually play out the airport scene just so I could fucking trigger him.
Has an existential crisis in the middle of an airport.
Oh yeah. So after it's probably less than a day of travel. However, it's lengthened for most of you because Tom can just chill. Actually no, because It would be with that, because with the private plane, it would okay, cool. So, it's still the same night when you guys land, at this very small airstrip. It's actually, like when looking out the windows, none of you feel safe with the landing of this because you are way too close to mountains. But, like,
I think
then it's
Tom would
just
probably chuckle as the landing happens because he'd see everyone else tensing up because he
you're
doesn't
let off
care.
the plane, and all you see is at the end of the runway, 2, uh, large black SUVs.
Okay.
Those are definitely bad guy cars.
Yeah, they always paint them black. You know, I mean, if it's black, they're bad guys. If it's white, they're pedophiles. Glad
It's
it's the
white with
former.
the blocked out windows, they're pedophiles.
You're thinking of vans.
Yeah.
These are
I think
SUVs.
Tom, as he would be getting off the plane, as he'd hear this, would be like, "You watch too many movies." Slowly gets out of the plane.
Well,
Grab my luggage.
I mean, because of the hours of travel, now Hugh has, like, fully passed out, and you've probably had to, like, drag him around. I mean, you like, pick him up, but still, it's
oh,
just, like,
I'm
The
just
crack, the
carrying
crack
him.
wore out.
He's the Wolverines are the size of a medium dog. I can easily carry a medium
Yeah,
dog, and
It's like
IRL I'm very weak.
60 to 80 pounds.
yeah, so he's just fucking, like, 60 pounds, like, this 80-pound ball of fur just, like, draped across your shoulder.
A blanket with a pulse.
No, just kind of fucking holding him like a football. Just
Under your
this is
shoulder.
my life.
Just wrapped your arm
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, as
I
we get out
can
of the plane,
picture
I'm just
someone
like,
carrying around an unconscious Wolverine like that, just limp bodied, just arms
like
swinging around.
people think it's like a dog from a distance. Oh, what a cute. Hey, what's wrong with your dog?
Funky dog.
You know that powder he was covered in? Yeah, it made him very sleepy.
The best way to travel is when they're unconscious. So it's the two cars, and we were told that they're both for us, or one of them is for the guy who's showing up later.
It was said that there are 2 because the guy who's showing up later has certain equipment.
So going up to the cars, and I check both of them. Does one of them have equipment in it, or are they just both
Actually,
empty?
both of the trunks have, like, bags of equipment in them, yes. However, currently, like, just looking through the windows or opening them up, like, said bags are, like, just canvas duffels.
I'm gonna look in the bags. 'Cause I'm
In one bag,
curious.
you see a lot of cleaning products and even, like, a fucking Swiffer wet mop and, like, actual mops and brooms and shit like that. And in the other bag, you see an assortment of rifles, shotguns, pistols, bullets, and even body armor, as well as an assortment of knives and a single, like, Japanese sword.
Like a
Someone's
katana.
compensating for something.
I assume this is for the fourth individual. I think I might get along with this one. I'm gonna close up the bags and close the trunk.
Which bag did you think was for the other individual?
I'm talking about the weapons.
Uh-oh.
Am I wrong?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right.
Don't worry about it.
That is very much a worry about it statement.
Don't worry about it.
And I'm going to turn to the
Oh,
other.
comma,
Worried about
worry about it.
I'm gonna turn to the other two and just say, would either of you like to drive?
The part where we
Sure.
ask who has driving pips.
I do not.
I have 2.
We have two
I mean,
cars
even-
though. You can
Even if
draw.
you don't have
You say dread. You say dread.
Even if you don't have points in driving, that doesn't mean you don't know how to drive. That just means you're not doing anything fancy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive then.
Because there's both. Are we taking both cars, or are we supposed to leave one behind?
You're supposed to take them both.
Okay. So, looking at the two of them, obviously, Millie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Millie would be taking one, and he would get into the one that has the bag of weapons in it. Because he wants to make sure wherever this bag of weapons goes, he knows who it belongs to.
I will say there's definitely too many weapons in there for one person, so it's definitely not like it's totally not the bag that's supposed to be for the entire group.
But yeah, I'm gonna get into one of the cars, and we were told we're supposed to go to a specific place.
Yeah. So when turning on the car, the GPS is actually already programmed with the destination.
I'm just gonna kind of grunt to myself, take a sip of vodka, roll down a window, and kind of wave my hand out the window, kind of like "let's roll out" type thing,
My
and then start
character,
driving.
she ties up her hair, adjusts her mirror, tunes the radio to like one of those like 80s on 8 channels.
Shit. Okay.
Riding with Millie because I'm not stupid enough to ride with a drunk.
Why does part of me feel like Tom would have like either like an old like MP3 or something with just like death metal on it that he would just plug into every car he gets into? Or
I
like
don't know.
an old cassette or like something that would just go into a radio.
Reminds me of my mom and her Zune back in the day.
I don't know why. I just feel like Tom is the quintessential Russian guy who listens to Russian hard bass.
Yes, that's it. That's it. I want to let's make it Russian hard bass. It was either going to be that or some like really soothing music to calm someone who's angry. But I like the Russian hard bass better. So yes, we're doing that. He's got Russian hard bass playing. The whole car is shaking.
All right. Okay.
There's nothing incognito about this man. He is
So,
100% Russian.
both of these cars do have the destination in their GPS, so it's not problematic in driving there. It's not like you guys, because of how sparse the roads are and how it's almost like, oh, there's almost one road every for the majority of the miles, and then there's like one turn out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck? It's not very easy to get lost out here. So
Millie decides to drive behind the drunk. I don't want to be rear-ended.
I told you to follow, so I was expecting that.
driving into town, it's a bit odd because it's almost like,
I need
because
turn-
this is more of the forested areas of Appalachia. It's not like you're living on the side of a fucking mountain. Driving up into this little town, well, it's not even that little, it's just not exactly what you'd call big. Driving into it, it is almost like you can easily tell that when they built this place, they just fucking like cut down all the trees in a certain radius, just fucking decimated it, and then started building.
I turn down my radio so I can get a better look at this place.
You motherfucker.
I had to make the joke, and I'm walking away for a second. I'll be right back. Keep describing though, I can hear you.
It's like they just it like the area of which this town sits in screams deforestation before anything was built. I mean, there's even fucking sidewalks. There's streets, sidewalks, buildings. However, everything does not look older than 3 years old. Everything looks new. And I mean, just driving in, like after you get past the initial wilderness and after you get through a certain amount of like the outer radius of the town, it feels like you're in just a small town in like Ohio or some shit.
I
Like
prefer
it's
the
just
old Appalachia.
it's no different from like any town USA, you know? Like, fuck, you drive past, like, what was obviously built to look like an old ice cream parlor, except that motherfucker looks like it traveled through time because it's fresh. Like, when you guys find yourselves finally into the streets of this, what's supposed to be a small town, it feels larger than it is. As every once in a as the majority of the time you're driving through these streets, it's harder and harder to see the trees and things around this place as all you get to see is the mountains creating a interesting background further out over your heads. Now, the GPSs actually take you guys to a small it's a little townhouse, kind of closer to the edge of town. It's you see that when looking at the GPS, like when it previews the map, the rest of the map to you, that you guys are actually on like a strategically well placed road because you have three clear avenues of just fucking driving directly out of town from this place. And Tom, you find on your little visor like a garage door clicker.
I'm gonna use that son of a bitch when we get there.
And the small little garage to this townhouse opens up, and you actually see that there's a little ramp, and it's almost like it seems like it's just a really fancy driveway that actually goes under the house instead of just next to it.
Okay. And is it big enough to park both cars, or is it just
Yes.
okay? So I guess I would casually drive in there and park, and kind of glance back to see if the others are doing the same.
I'm gonna park better than him.
Roll for it.
Okay.
I'll say dexterity and drive.
Do we both
Okay,
have to
so
do
that's
it, or just him?
Just him.
okay. So that's any difficulty.
Difficulty of 2.
This is a
Okay.
man that's casually parking as if he was sober because the alcohol's not hitting him as hard as it would a
3
mortal.
successes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty clean go. It's like you just sweep into there pretty clean. Like Tom, it's like Tom, he's not having trouble, but like if he wanted to straighten out, he'd have to reverse real quick to do it.
He doesn't care enough to do that. He's just like, it works. This is good.
So yeah, 3 successes.
And I'm going to get out of the. I assume this is a safe house of some sort, based on what it is.
Hey, for all we know, it could be a danger house.
Or would I get that idea?
I'll say the evidence that would support your claim is just that it was plugged into your GPS.
I was
Other
going
than
to say,
that,
because it's plugged in the GPS, it has good exit points. And we had the the garage door opener, so I'm assuming this is a safe house. Those are the evidence I'm running off of. If it's not, don't tell me, I guess, and I'll find out. But
I mean, that's definitely what has happened. Yes,
yes, and
those are definitely things that have happened.
I'm going to get out of the car, grab the duffel bag out of the back, and look to the others and just say, "Get the bag out of yours," and we head inside. And I'm going to go to the door to go into the house.
Yeah, I'll grab all the luggage and stuff.
And I'm going to close the garage while I'm doing it too.
Put my strength 4 to good use.
All right. Well, actually, Tom is going to be the one to make a strength plus athletics check because it is a very large amount of hardware in that bag.
Strength plus athletics, you say? You mean
Yes.
many dice to roll? Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful roll. Let's see. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
All right.
One of them was a critical.
When walking up the very narrow stairway into the main area of this little house, you guys actually the doorway leads out into this kitchen area within this little townhouse. and you see the place is mostly, like, mostly clear other than a few, like, bits of furniture. Because you can kinda see it's an open floor plan, so you can see most of the room just from the kitchen. Kitchen itself, corner counters, even a little island in the middle, and other than the appliances and a single, like I never knew what those things were called, but a single knife set, let's say that.
I think it's
There's
just a
not
knife
really
set or knife
anything.
block.
Yeah, like, there's not really
Yeah, they're
anything.
just called knife blocks.
Yeah. And then there's other than just, like, the bare minimum, there's not really a lot in this house.
Feels like home.
In the in the middle of the count of the kitchen island, though, there is a there is 4 flip phones and 4 keys.
I'm going to, as I go past this, I'm going to grab one set of keys and one of the phones, and then take the bag to wherever like a couch is and set it down in front of the couch. And then I'm going to go look for rooms to figure out if this place is empty. But I could always make sure.
Alright.
I'm gonna let
When
the big guy wander around the abandoned place to see if there's any danger.
looking around, you just, open up different doors going upstairs, checking the rooms there. You find that that the only other things you couldn't see from the kitchen, other than the living room and front door, the only other rooms in there are about, 3.5 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms.
Hmm. This would, and I'm going to claim one of the rooms by simply just taking my jacket off and tossing it onto the bed and then heading back downstairs. I'm claiming the one with the biggest, the biggest room though, because I feel like that's what Tom would do. And then
Alright,
I want to head downstairs, and he's gonna sit down in front of the bag of weapons and start going through it.
alright. Let's see here. Going through the bag of weapons, you find 6 handguns, uh, 2, uh, rifles, one of them a hunting rifle, the other a assault rifle, uh, 2 shotguns, a full-on pump-action shotgun, as well as a shorter sawn-off shotgun, and, like, about 3 different, knives of varying sizes, and said, fucking katana for some reason.
Okay. Is one of the handguns by chance a Magnum?
No. There's
Okay.
a Makarov, there is a 1911, and the rest are Glocks.
He's taking the 1911, and he's gonna
Like a Glock.
look it over closely, and he's gonna like, while he's sitting there, he's gonna want to take it apart, check everything's working, and put it back together. You know, the typical soldier thing, like making sure your weapon's good to go.
I'll casually inspect my Glock, make sure the safety's equipped, make sure there's bullets in it. Complain to whoever left bullets in the gun, and just stick it in my boot.
Alright. Let's see here. So, the thing is that it's actually getting closer to daybreak, as you guys have finally finished your traveling. So,
The others are gonna have
uh,
to nap. I don't have to, technically.
yeah, I was trying to think of a way to say this without being too weird about it. Um, because I don't like the idea of having to single a person out just because they might not completely know the system yet. Okay, so I'll worry about that later. So, like, yeah, so what is Millie and Ryan going to do? Because as you both know, you're not really going to be awake when the sun rises. So what's the game plan here?
Well, I'm going to go upstairs and see if those rooms are equipped with blackout curtains. And if not, I'm going to see if this place has like a basement or something. Like a cellar.
All the rooms are equipped with blackout curtains, yes.
It's nap time. Take my stuff. Go to bed. Damn sleep.
Sleep.
Fair.
I'm gonna let everyone else do their thing before I kind of do my thing.
I'm probably gonna choose like the smallest room available and hope Hugh wakes up soon because I'd rather not sleep in a house full of strangers.
All right. And you're just gonna chill in there?
Yeah.
Not gonna. All right.
Nah.
Yeah, not gonna call it a night. Not call it a day just yet.
All the day, whatever I want to call it.
It's Tuesday. It's a fucking Tuesday.
I want to call it Maria.
Or to you.
All right. So
Tom.
and you're
What?
so after like I want to say an hour, the sun starts to rise. Everyone who is attempting to sleep or not is actually going to have to sleep, and those who don't need to sleep during the day are just doing whatever the hell they're gonna
I would
do.
have. I was gonna say Tom probably would have gone through all of the weapons, checked all of them that they were good, and then he might have tried to go out for a bit in like
All
the
right. So
general area and kind of do some patrolling.
during your weapons check, you hear a door creak open. And you hear a really weird sound coming down. You hear the sound of like a dog walking down hardwood stairs. And you just see the fucking Wolverine just coming down the stairs and then just walking over walking over to you and just its head just coming up and it's just looking at you.
I'm gonna try my feral whispers to see if he's got something to say. I assume I need to make a rouse check with that as well.
Yeah, you have to make a rouse check.
So my rage, because I don't do hunger, I do rage. Is it supposed to be at 1 right now, or is it supposed to be at 0?
It's always going to be a 1.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember how to do the rouse checks. It's rolling the whatever your hunger norm or rage would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and also just because and it's easier if I just explain it now so I don't have to single anyone out. Rouse checks are for normal characters, especially not what Tyler's character is. Rouse checks are the rolling of the a d10 equal to your hunger, and 1 through 5, that's a failure. Hunger grows. 6 through 10, that's a success, and hunger stays the same.
I rolled a 9, so that's a success.
Yeah,
I
you're
roll
fine.
D10 per your hunger.
Well, actually, the dice roller that I gave you guys, it does exactly that kind of stuff, except
So,
it does it for you, so it's easier.
I do
so can you relink that dice roller and make sure I'm using the right one?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, if I just have like everything else blank and hunger 1, if I roll it, will it do it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Here, let me
If I'm
drop it
remembering
in.
past sessions, I think that's how it works.
I put it in the chat.
Okay. Let's open that thing up.
And do I need to roll a either
Here,
manipulation plus animalism or charisma versus animalism?
yes. Also, with the dice roller, when you're trying to roll rouse checks, put your hunger to 0. Put the number of die you want to roll in the dice pool. It won't do it any other way.
Okay. Hunger 0, dice pool 1, roll 1 success.
Damn, this is really sad. I got 1 success out of my roll.
I'm gonna say that's enough. I mean, it's
Yes.
you just look down at this Wolverine. And it's like I can't sleep. and I am very hungry.
My assistance.
Tom's gonna kind of just look at him for a second before kind of giving a nod and rising to his feet, kind of putting down whatever weapon he was cleaning at the time, and is gonna wander into the kitchen to see if there's anything in there, any kind of food in the fridge or anything.
Roll me a d10.
All right, D10, go. I got a 4.
Sadly, the only things in this fridge are packages of blood, and that's it.
I can get something at some point. You will have to wait though.
I mean, big one's sleeping. What the fuck am I gonna do?
I can get you something. You just it'll take time.
What about the other one that's sleeping? Can I eat that one?
No.
Well, what about the couch? Can I eat the couch?
I would not recommend it.
I heard small creatures across the road. Can I eat them?
If you can catch them.
They might be sleeping. Their parents put them to bed.
Are you talking about children?
That's what they're called?
A small human? Yes.
Yeah, they did walk on 2 legs.
Then I retract my statement. You cannot eat those.
I need someone to use the door.
I'm gonna walk over to the door and open it.
Fucking rocket of fur just disappears.
What an interesting beast.
That's my dog for you.
Yeah. And then I guess on that note, I would go and finish my weapons check, and then what he would want to do is go out afterwards, and he would want to go into his wolf form and patrol, kind of blend in with the wildlife in the area, and try to do a patrolling, try to get a feel for what kind of stuff is here.
Patrolling outside at the edge or through the fucking streets of a
It would be on the edge, like on the edge of town.
Okay.
Like he wouldn't be going in the middle of town and being like, "Oh, I'm just a fucking massive gray wolf in the middle of the town." He wants to blend in, so he's like trying to do it in a way that it's like not suspicious because there's a fucking giant wolf who clearly knows what it's doing walking around the city. But it wants
I think a intelligence and awareness check is what you will need.
Oh,
I'm gonna give you
goody.
a difficulty of because of your form means that you have to stay on the outside of the town. I'm going to say difficulty of 4.
I don't think I can pass this check. Because I only have 2 dice to roll.
10s count as like what, 2?
Yeah, let's see if I can roll that. I got 2 successes. It's not gonna happen.
All right. So because you're like outside of the town, like it's daytime, so there's activity, and you see stuff. You see like the normal human people like interacting with each other. It's obvious there's no kindred out in the middle of the day currently. Out in the woods themselves, you actually do run into Hugh again, except he's a bit busy. What looks to be he seems to be chewing on roadkill that was dragged to the side of the road that leads into the place. And just kind of trying to look into the town from outside the outskirts. You just see a lot of activity, not very special itself. Just normal people doing normal things, which is at least for you it's concerning because you have been told that in a few weeks all of these people will probably be dead. So
It's concerning in the sense that I don't like it. I feel like. So I guess I would do that, and then I would just. He'd probably get something to eat while out there, and then head back after like an hour or two. He'd probably go back around like 8 or 9
Well,
in the morning.
here's the thing: hunting or just buying something.
I'm talking like he would probably hunt something down because he doesn't want to go
Okay.
anywhere into the town yet.
You know what? Actually, I will also stipulate this, so make a note about that. When your rage is really high, I will say that you can uh like eat food to lower rage. I mean, there is such thing as comfort food. And I mean, and with hunting especially, it's like you're literally killing something that would definitely lower rage.
Yeah,
So
I would assume. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I would assume something like that would work.
I'm gonna have this is gonna be a weird roll. I want a dexterity and awareness check because you need to be fast and you need to be able to find things. Actually, wait,
Not.
hold on.
What
No,
about survival?
dexterity and survival.
Okay,
There
I
we
was
go.
gonna say that because I had the dice ready for dexterity plus survival. So here we go. That is 3 successes.
All right. It is not very difficult to chase down, especially just to find one, to chase down like deer. Like you're especially once you get your jaws around its throat, it's not like it's gonna make it. So it is pretty easy to find things out in the woods. You just have to go out a little bit away from town, not too far, especially for you.
Yes. And then just I'm assuming I'd probably just being what I am eat it raw, only in that form, and then just head back, probably a little bit covered in blood.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
And then kind of once I get to the back steps of this townhouse, change back, wipe a little bit of the blood off, and then go inside, and then probably catch a wink for a little bit.
When you open the door, you just that same rocket of fur just comes through, just dragging the smell of roadkill with it.
Just gonna sigh in disappointment due to the smell. Close the door behind me, and then head up to the room that I claimed. Uh, and I'd probably take the weapons up there with me so I know where they are, and then catch a wink for a bit.
All right. So let's see here. I have to check the book real quick. I'm gonna give you guys your damage modifiers for those weapons.
Oh boy. Sorry, I became Mickey Mouse there for a second. Oh, we're gonna commit tax fraud. There's something so
Shit.
much
Okay.
fun about kids' characters committing tax fraud.
Yeah. Okay. So you both grabbed pistols. I'm gonna say the
I got the
the
1911.
The Glock is a +3 damage value. Actually, yeah. 45 ACP is strong, but it's not going to be maximum. So yeah, we're going to say the Glock and the 1911 both have a damage value of +3, and damage is just when you roll an attack. When you roll for an attack, the amount of die that are successes is 1 point of damage, and the modifier is just extra damage.
Ah, yes, of course. My pew pew does damage. I got this.
Yeah. So, the better the weapon is, the more guaranteed damage you get.
Awesome. 1911 dash pistol.
Oh yeah, and I will remind you, said equipment bag had Kevlar vests and extra ammunition.
Yes.
I'll take some Kelvar.
Well, it would still be in the bag. We wouldn't have picked that up yet. So it's when you would wake up is probably when we would, and we go out is probably when you would claim stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just
Tom's just kind of
one
holding
more.
it close because he wants to make sure that none of it disappears and he's kind of very picky about where stuff goes sometimes.
Yeah, basically, Millie only until tomorrow tomorrow night. Millie only had the time to grab the Glock. So, with that, we can skip the scene and be out till the next night.
I probably would. Tom probably would be the first stop again because
Yeah,
the
so
days
actually,
are long. He would probably be just hanging out downstairs,
yeah,
waiting for the
so the
others.
thing is, Millie and Ryan, I need those rouse checks, and Tyler, I actually need a specific check from you. I need, let's see here. I'm gonna need a full willpower check, so composure plus resolve.
Oh yes. Is it due
So
to
the
is it due to the moon?
It's composure plus resolve, and it's going to be a difficulty of 3.
I got this.
the rouse is just the D10, right?
Yeah,
That
just
Okay,
is.
the
yeah,
single
I
one.
got a success on that.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. All right.
I think that's just enough for that.
So, sorry, my fucking brain stopped. Thinking of things right now. So the rouse check is just, God damn it, I really can't do this without being like annoying. I just have to go over the rouse check again because I got a message. Rouse check, it's just the number of dice equal to your hunger. Fail, more hunger. Success, less hunger. That's just to get it out of the way as fast as I
I
can.
just stay at 1.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. All right. So, fuck it. We're just gonna move on. Did I just fucking stab myself?
I don't know. I'm not there.
I think I just stabbed myself. I think I just fucking stabbed myself.
Yeah, I smell blood.
I'm gonna clean this up, and then I'll be right back.
Huh. Strange. He's forgetting things. Uh-oh.
Okay, I figured it out. I don't know when I broke a glass, but I have broken a couple of glasses because they're glass. And
You have a piece of
I
glass stuck
don't
in your
know
hand?
how I don't notice shit like this. Yeah. I'm okay. I just have to clean up the blood.
Okay. Just picturing when he said that, just like he's like, I don't know how I don't notice this. All I was thinking in my head was, I have a never-ending internal pain, and then look down at a hand covered in blood, and now I have an external pain as well. Oh. Now, what were you gonna say, Nate? Because I just did not. I cut you off a little bit.
If I said anything.
Oh, it looked like you were gonna say something because your icon went green, and I was just like, oh, he was gonna say something, but I'm gonna finish my statement because I already started. This is fun. I'm having a good time. It's kind of interesting having a character who doesn't have the same sleep schedule as everyone else. Because I don't burn in the sunlight. And to think we almost had a ghost with us too, I think.
Spooky.
Yes. Spooky. The big spooks. I need to look at some skills and make sure which ones I'm able to use right now because I'm. Wait, which one was the? Oh, I'm not supposed to be able to do that, am I? Oh, whoops. I made a mistake. That's fine. I'm not supposed to be able to do that when I'm in my normal appearance. Shit. Whoopsies. I'll have to talk with Dred about that. considering we have a Wolverine with us. What an interesting team we have here.
Mm.
And I don't fully grasp the concept of everyone's characters. Not just based on what I know so far. This is an interesting group. I wonder how much blood he's producing, because it's taken a minute. I'm gonna make sure I didn't cut myself. Like, I'm now concerned that I did something dumb too.
It appears I am leaking blood.
Yeah, it appears I have ruptured flesh and am producing a red substance which I need to survive.
It appears I am depositing iron.
The life essence of me is leaking from a rupture within my flesh.
Ooh, pity.
Just see how many ways you can say I'm bleeding without saying I'm bleeding.
So, yeah, it's really weird when I have to be home alone because I don't notice things like that every once in a while.
I don't notice I'm dying. It's fine.
I mean, it's all superficial. It's like it obviously took a really long time for me to even notice the blood, so it wasn't really actively bleeding that much. It's just
It's why your words were
You're just
slurring.
passively bleeding.
Yeah, it's
just
why your
weird.
words were slurring and your mind was fading. Your blood loss is too great. Get some
It
OJ,
was
man.
it was just weird, you know. It's like but no, it's nothing really crazy. It just
I have a
fucking
never-ending internal pain. Looks down at blood, and now I have an external pain as well.
like my left hand is cut up a little bit,
You fought a
but it's
cheese grater. That's
it's
what
my
happened.
left hand. You know, it's like I don't pay attention to my left hand. I pay attention to my right hand.
My hands are all scarred up. My left hand, I still have a scar from high school when I accidentally whipped myself with a power cord while I was wrapping one up for theater.
I have one from a plastic spoon. I was stabbed with a plastic spoon in the hand. My experiences are weird. Let's continue the story.
So, waking up at the start of a new night.
Wake up.
Ryan, you see Hugh sitting at the foot of your bed, just chewing on a random animal femur.
Where the fuck did you get that?
Found it.
Where?
Under the face of a wolf. I said it was mine now, and now it's mine.
Oh god, he
Don't
fought
go
off a
pissing
wolf
off
while I
the
was out
local
there.
wildlife.
I mean, less pissed and more fucking scared. He was a little bitch.
I both hate and love the personality of this
Who
Wolverine,
let
by the
you
way.
outside?
The big one.
Hey,
The one,
okay,
you know,
and
the one that smells like a bitch.
He's lucky that Tom can't hear him.
okay.
I mean, you all smell like bitches, but I mean, he really smelled like a bitch.
I can put you in the crate.
Why'd you have to take a shower? Cause like when you do the whole water thing, it makes you smell like a bitch.
If I don't do the whole water thing, I stink, and if I stink, people don't want to get near me.
Okay, you say stink, I say you don't smell weak. And he just very
I will
slowly
give you
goes
a
back to,
bath.
he just goes back to chewing the bone, and when you say that, his head just snaps over at you. It's like, one of us will die before I get in the water.
Vampire's already dead.
You need to get a spray bottle. Just start squirting him. Just no.
Just whatever. As I reach over and I rub his head.
Fucking, I could take that hand off if I wanted to.
But you haven't yet.
Yeah, because you haven't tried to bathe me yet, fucking psycho. You know there's 2 other people in that
Yeah.
house who could be doing things, right?
I was waiting for that to be over, okay? And Tom's probably downstairs, pre-gaming for the day, drinking his vodka and probably like polishing the 1911 that he got. And he's just kind of waiting for the others to get up.
Tom, the flip phone you picked up starts ringing.
Oh, good. I'm going to open it up and answer. Just gonna be, hello.
Which one of the stooges is this?
Tom.
Oh, right. Yep. Look. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna be calling all you, any of you, most of the time. It's like it's the best way to deal with this stuff. New safe house, new burner phones. Last ones, actually, when you're done with a job, break these.
Consider it done.
Actually, no. Keep them. Yeah, fuck. I have no other way of contacting you guys. New job, new phone. Keep the last ones until you get a new one. Let's see here. I am looking at a map of the town you are in. Okay, so it's what the fuck are these street names? They really did not give a shit about these street. There is literally a what street in this place? What the fuck? Down Grape Tree Boulevard. At the corner of let's see here. Oh wow, they have a Martin Luther King Street. That's cool. That's great. That's really fucking repping their shit. Sorry. At that corner, there is a little it's a little storefront. It should be empty. It should be empty. You guys are gonna check that out because my intel suggests, and good old Martha, before she had to so sadly depart from our plane of existence, we're talking about how that storefront used to be populated until literally a day after the Camarilla decided to liquidate this entire town. Every cop out there you see is a ghoul. The sheriff, a Camarilla sheriff, vampire. There's actually, I think, a small little crew of full vampires that's in the police department. They're going to be active during the night, obviously. Most of them are ghouls, though, so watch out for that. They can probably punch a little bit harder than a normal person. And, I mean, this is a place that was made to see if humans and vampires could live together. Vampire nightlife is real here, and they are open about it. This store should be in a pretty dead spot on the map, though. So just watch out for anybody going to or fro. Obviously, don't make it clear to everybody on the fucking street you're busting in. You get in, find info. Just grab the shit and take it back to the safe house. You can check it out there. You don't want to do anything on site. It's in and out as fast as you can.
Got it. Look for clues. Take what we find. Don't get caught.
All right, that's what you got to do. I'm out. Yeah, that's it. And he just hangs up.
He's just gonna casually slap the phone shut, pocket it, go back to polishing the pistol. Even though it's polished, he's still polishing it. It's one of those. It's like a bartender polishing that one clean glass that just never gets handed out. It's just his thing of like calming his nerves and waiting for people. And I'm just kind of waiting for everyone else to come down. If they don't come down by a certain point, he's gonna holler to them. But I want to see when they would decide that they would be coming down.
I will say, Ryan's not getting any sign of the murder doggo moving at all from his spot. And I mean, Millie would have to wake up sooner or later. There's legit this whole fucking thing about the vampire stuff where it's like there's no real sleeping in as a vampire.
I'm gonna wake up. No.
The thing I say to myself every morning.
Stretch. Kind of get out of bed. Go to the blackout curtains and open them up.
Burst
Beautiful
into
night.
ash.
You just get hit in the eyes with a fucking fluorescent street light.
Neon, my favorite color.
I hate that statement. It hurts my soul.
My character grew up in the 1980s. She's definitely in on that.
Fucking ankle warmers.
Oh God, dear Lord.
So go over to the bathroom, shower, just get generally ready for the day, the night, whatever you want to call it.
Vampire Nights life weird.
And just showering, singing, "I will walk 500 miles and."
I will get a copyright claim. No.
Okay.
Yeah, straw my leather jacket, jeans, boots with the fur. Just kidding.
I want to die.
Just tie up my hair. I have bangs, whatever. Go downstairs.
And you find Tom in the kitchen polishing a pistol mindlessly and drinking vodka.
You're up early or late or whatever.
I don't need to sleep as long as all of you.
Sleeping is great. It's like an escape from reality. And also, not burnt to death. That's a nice plus.
It is sometimes a waste of time.
Living's a waste of time. The grand scheme of things.
For some,
I want to know
yes.
about that. I'm not alive.
Where's
Check the fridge.
Where's the other?
I don't know, but it smelled like shit when I walked past his room. So
Must have been that very interesting beast she has. Do you know if they're coming down yet? Because we have work to do.
no, I don't know if he's coming down. I could knock. And knock like only halfway down the stairs.
I
I'll
would
go
go
knock.
check. Because you were checking the fridge, so Tom would probably just end up pocketing the pistol and making his way up the stairs to go
What
check.
are we gonna do? Shoot him?
You don't know what Tom. Tom could be thinking about anything right now. No. He's going to go upstairs, and I assume all the doors are open to each of the rooms. Unless... Well, the Badger or the Wolverine wouldn't have gotten back in the room without the door being open, so yeah, it would be open.
I mean, the door is slightly ajar.
So
The door's ajar?
You can probably hear him arguing with the Wolverine
It's a
about,
one-sided
getting the
conversation.
fuck up.
I would push
Yeah.
open the door.
There's just a gnawing on the other end of the conversation.
I'm gonna push open the door and just kind of stand in it. And it's not intentional, but it's kind of like the menacing pose in the doorway. And he's just gonna say, "It's time to go. We have work." And then he's gonna head back to his room to get his jacket. Kind of fix it on, and then kind of hide the pistol within the jacket. And then head back downstairs.
Pick up Hugh and just carry him downstairs. I'm gonna carry him like a fucking baby doll because he probably hates it.
He's just aggressively holding onto the bone in his mouth.
If he squeezed any harder, the femur would break.
I mean, he probably could break it, but he's just trying to hold on to it right now.
Not even trying to take it.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ryan and small murder bear.
His name's Hugh.
Morning, Mr. Jackman.
You just see like Ryan just looks down and just sees, like, because you're the only one who can I want to say discern the emotion in the eyes of this creature, and you just see pure rage. The bone falls and he's just fucking, it's in your arms. It's just a tiny blender of fur and claws as he tries to go for Millie. It's like, I fucking hate that joke. I fucking hate that joke.
Nope. Don't say that ever again. He will rip your arm off.
He could probably use a drink to calm his nerve.
Let's not give him alcohol.
Yeah, suit yourself, and I'm going to take a sip of whatever I'm drinking. That's the gimmick for Thomas. He just somehow always has vodka. That's it.
Got some blood.
You know, I actually, Ryan, because of the furry blender in your arms, you're gonna take a single point of superficial damage, and that's just gonna be one line across one of your boxes of health. And it's just, you know, just some minor cuts, and it's like you're especially durable, being undead and all, so it's nothing really that bad, even though Wolverine losing its shit could probably open up someone's chest cavity.
I guess after a minute or two of everyone kind of getting settled and doing stuff, Tom would just kind of, while leaning against a wall with his arms crossed, kind of just go over the shtick of what he had been told by Logan.
Like a fun night.
It should be easy, unless somebody fucks it up.
Well, because you said it's gonna be easy, that means someone's definitely gonna fuck it up. Way of the world.
Well, it won't be me.
Not it.
It'll probably be the little furry one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not exactly made
really,
for infiltration.
I actually really like Gangrel characters now because that means I get to do this crazy shit with the animals. Okay, give me like 1 second. My eyes have decided they want to burn as if someone was holding a lighter to them. Okay, I'm
I
good.
think your subscription on site is run out. You need to pay for the new subscription.
Yeah, I could either waste too much time by washing my eyes out right now, or I could just close my eyes really hard and keep going. So that's what I'm gonna do. So
I'm legally blind.
are you guys going to walk to this storefront, or are you going to drive there?
I was gonna walk.
Yeah, if we're driving, we probably want to not park close.
And the reason Tom would want to walk is because
So
then
there
he
would
could get a
still be
look at
some
the town.
walking.
Let's have a night on the town.
Okay. I will also ask because only two people went for weapons. Is Ryan going to pick up a weapon?
And Tom would have asked before we leave. He would say, "Does anyone need anything from the bag?"
I mean, you'd probably take a knife because
That's a
really not-
knife.
if there is any combat, just fucking close combat anyway.
Okay.
Picks the
A
fucking
knife.
katana.
A knife is gonna have +2 damage, so that's just you only have to worry about that number if you were to roll damage rolls.
Just grab a nice armored vest. Toss a jacket
Yeah.
over it.
The Kevlar vests are going to be a 4 armor value.
Tom will not be taking one. It slows me down.
You do you.
Yeah, so the armor value is just going to it's going to reduce aggravated damage. I'll give you when you actually need to deal with that, I'll tell you more.
Right. I guess once we all get set up, we're just gonna take a little bit of a walk.
Just have to walk casual, but not too casual.
I have to ask a question real quick related to my character. When I transform in either of the two forms, my clothes don't do it with me, right?
Your clothes do go with you, yeah.
Okay, so it is a magical transformation type thing where it's my clothes don't rip apart if I transform.
Wait, you're playing a magical girl? That's cool.
I just
I was
What?
about to make that joke.
I just don't want to deal with the annoying shit of
Of
if
having to
the
strip
clothes
naked
got
each
fucked
time I
up.
want to transform.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you're not arrested for public indecency every time you transform out of that state.
I'm a werewolf. I don't care. All right. Just wanted to make that as a note in my head. So yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna take a walk.
Yeah, right. So
He does in fact walk on a leash.
okay.
Is it like a
He
black leather
fucking hates
leash?
it,
Is it
but
a black leather leash with like a collar that has like little spikes on it? I'm totally picturing
no,
that.
it is straight up just like a dog harness with just like a cloth lead.
This is even better.
Like one of the nylon ones.
Oh god, and it's
You
probably
get it
got
like PetSmart.
and it's got reflectors on it and everything. Oh dear god.
No, he doesn't go that far.
Like -5 stealth.
You can't be stealthy as if there's a light source within a mile of you.
This fucking thing on a harness, because I've seen that shit before. I've
They-
seen that shit from a Wolverine in like a wildlife center that Coyote Peterson visited. Fuck.
You have to do a harness on those creatures because they will not work with a collar.
No, they'll know their way out of either one.
Yes. All right, so we're walking through town with a Wolverine on a harness.
Keep our distance, but not look like we're keeping our distance.
Alright. Okay, Jesus. So you guys are basically walking from what's more of a residential kind of like because this place is like when just standing in a single place, it's a very nice area. However, when looking at this entire place and going between the different areas within this little town, it gets really fucking weird because it's almost like somebody took like some of the nicer looking parts of a bunch of different larger cities and then put them together into a small town. So coming from the safe house is like walking out of like East Village, New York. And then but like going out to this little like shopping area with the storefront that you're looking for, it's almost like you're walking down the main street of a small town.
Gotcha. So it goes from nice suburbia to middle of nowhere town. Gotcha.
The
Yeah.
city planner ought to be shot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like Tom would mutter under his breath while walking. Vampires have the worst taste.
Yeah, probably.
And
City vampires have the worst taste.
So walking to the you guys like see down the street. It's not like on the corner, but it's like next to it's almost on the corner, turning out from this main street is the abandoned storefront you're looking for. It's the correct address. It has this correct number on it.
I'm gonna kind of hold a hand out to the others to wait for a moment, and I want to take a look around and kind of get a feel for what kind of people are on the street. And then I want to, like, once I figure out what it looks like, I want to casually head across the street and then head to the back of this building to see if there's exit or entrances in the back and if anyone's around.
So walking into the alleyways between these buildings, it's very cramped, and the back areas of this place is also pretty not exactly that spacious. However, when going in back there, it's falling behind the storefronts consistently. However, it is just a bit cramped. So when going back there, you see that there's a single like small stairwell up to a very small door behind this store.
And there's no one around that I can see.
You actually give me an intelligence plus awareness.
Once again,
Difficulty 2. Yeah.
Ooh, I could maybe do this one. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. That's 2 successes.
Okay. You see, like it wasn't like someone put that much effort in trying to hide it. However, there is a CCTV camera watching the back entrance from across this small little alleyway.
Am I in a place where it would see me?
No, it is very well it's targeted. It's definitely been targeted for that back door.
Okay. I'm going to walk back to the others, or walk into a place where they can see me, and throw like a gesture up for them to come over without drawing attention to myself.
How many stories is this place?
It's I mean, technically it's a single story, but the building's definitely tall enough to have some kind of small attic, probably for storage.
Does it look like it has any roof access or anything?
No, it doesn't look like it's the kind of area where, at least with easy roof access.
Because I could use Potence's jump up there with Soaring Leap.
How many points in Soaring Leap do you have?
Well, in Potence I have 2 points.
2 points, yeah. Okay, let's see here.
That'd be like plus strength or whatever.
Yeah, no, I have to do the math on how far you can jump.
Ow.
I'd gladly leave that math to you.
Punch the
Yeah,
shit
you
out of
said
my
2
desk.
points?
Yeah, I have 2 points of potence.
All right.
Are we waiting for math to be done? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
1 sec.
Yeah, you can barely get to the top of it by covering 6 meters.
Ooh,
So yeah, just yeah, you can just do that. You don't need to make a rouse check or anything.
I'm Super Mario my way up there.
All right.
Not even gonna talk to me. Just gonna go straight for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll just watch him go up there, and I'll just turn to Ryan and just say, I assume you don't know anything about tampering with the camera.
Look down to you. You think you could break it?
I can break it.
I meant
Do you think you can get up?
hacking. I could break
Could
camera.
break it.
I mean,
Yeah, but also it's easier to send the small thing up there.
if you throw me up there, I can break it.
The moment we break this camera, we are only going to have so much time to get in and out. Because if someone is watching camera, well, they will alert others that something is wrong.
Yeah, that's fair.
So on the roof, is there like any way down? Are there any like windows?
So when getting on the roof, you actually see that there's a ladder that's been left up there, and just the AC units, the ventilation units, things of that nature.
Maybe we can get in through the vents. I'll see the ladder and I'll deploy it.
All right. Well, the ladder, it's an exterior ladder to get up to the roof, so you can just put it down. Yeah.
I do that.
Is it out of sight of the camera?
Uh, the ladder is, I mean, because the camera is pointed towards the door, it wouldn't exactly catch the ladder coming down. No.
Okay. I guess I would notice this. Kind of glance up towards the top of the building. And just say, let's see what the other is doing before we try anything. And I'm going to make my way along the edge of this camera's sight, not to get seen by it, or based on what I would think would not be seen by it. And I'm going to climb that ladder.
All right.
And just once I get up there, just kind of looking to Millie and just being, so what have you found?
I found a ladder.
I don't know what I expected from that.
There's vents up here. I'm thinking we can send Hugh and he could probably maul whatever guards inside. You guys are worried about cameras.
Well, it's just the one camera, and the moment anything happens, we're going to have limited time to get in and out.
We send the small murderous animal into the vent, kill the dude, and we can go in nice and easy.
You said there was a staircase leading to an upper door?
No,
Or
the
was it?
ladder. A small staircase up to the back door. It's
Oh,
like
up to.
because it's
Okay,
raised up.
it's a little
Yeah,
raised back door. Okay.
it's raised. Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. Kind of think it over. Just kind of look over the space that he's already kind of looked over and just say, I think our best bet is breaking the camera and going through back door.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to then head back down the ladder and regroup with Ryan and just say, get ready to break camera. Once it's broken, I will go for door.
We could always break the camera from the top. It doesn't have line of sight.
It's on the building on the other side of the alleyway.
Ah,
Yeah.
we could still get an angle.
And I'm going to position myself and wait for the others to, one of them to break the camera. Tom, by this point, doesn't care who breaks
I'm
the
just-
camera as long as the camera gets broken.
Picking up Hugh, unclipping the lead, and I'm ready to just huck him at the camera.
Yeah, gotta look out for those leaping those leaping Wolverines.
You fucking this Wolverine turns into a fucking drop bear.
Hey, we could always go from the roof, drop
This
him from
Wolverine
there, and
has
he can
had
throw
more
a drop here.
utility than any of us, not gonna lie.
The Russian becomes Australian.
Yes. Got to
Yeah.
change accents from time to time.
So
You know?
just tell me where I'm throwing him from.
You're currently street level if that's where
I'm
you.
talking
Okay.
in character.
Oh.
I,
Tom is simply just gonna point from under the camera. You're just gonna chuck him straight up. Is the plan?
How
he's-
high up is it?
It's like why can my brain envision that height, but they can't put a number to it?
10 feet.
It's like the average single story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10
So
feet
about-
would be about where you'd put a camera because it's just out of arm's reach, but it's not far enough that a ladder could reach it.
It's probably about like 12 feet, I'd say. Like 12, yeah, because 12 feet, because it's kind of like, it seems like it's, the wiring had to go through like the edge of the roof of the other building.
Could always drum from the roof.
Yeah.
Give you a little more leeway. You could do a running throw.
I mean, I like just the straight roll without any additional stuff I would give you for anything creative you're doing would be strength plus athletics. So with the dice roller, because I know it's annoying, now that you're not doing a rouse check, you just put that 1 in hunger and the number of dots in both of those skills in the dice that would be rolled. And then because this is an 80-pound creature, under difficulty, definitely put 3.
So wait, what am I rolling? What numbers?
I would say that this throw, unless you do something creative to try to better your chances, it's just going to be strength plus athletics.
Okay.
Jared, I see what you've stated in chat. The problem is that you didn't take me up on my offer. So
No. That
you're
was
not
that was
gonna
from
do it.
much earlier.
Damn it.
That was from me saying, my mind is a dangerous place.
Oh.
He was
Because
saying
Jared was supposed to be a part of this.
he was going to be
and
a
then
ghost.
he
I
just
remember.
Never agreed.
You have to pursue him. That's how it works. Jared's not going to be proactive with some things. You have to pursue him on some things.
He wants to be chased.
He does enjoy being chased. And he also enjoys doing chasing. He just gave me a smile in chat. Thank you, Jared.
Jared actively, Jared's sense of humor actively makes me uncomfortable.
That's his goal. You're literally fulfilling his purpose in life.
Yeah.
He's been doing it to me since 6th grade, so I'm a little used to it. Only a little.
Making people uncomfortable shouldn't be anyone's goal, in my opinion.
It is when you're friends with people that you know you can make uncomfortable.
3 successes. Brain is being dumb when it comes
Okay.
I
to
feel
saying
that.
hello.
This one passed their difficulty with 3 successes to
404.
toss the 80-pound fur ball. You throw this fucking Wolverine at this camera, and you just watch as it latches onto the fucking case of this camera, and it just breaks the little arm of the camera, and and Hugh just falls back to the ground holding this camera.
Does the camera, at least before it gets cutting off, just shows his face in a final frame?
Probably.
Psychopath Wolverine, and then just the camera cuts off.
Oh, I imagine there's still just a little bit of white on his fur.
Still a crack weasel. It's fine.
Security guard just got jump scared.
Fucking crack.
You just lost FNAF, boy. You need to restart the night. Anyway.
So
You
time
just-
to go in.
you just
So
watch-
time to go in then.
You guys just watch as Hugh just falls into a fucking trash can with this goddamn camera.
The moment that I see the camera break and I know it's out of commission, I'm going for the door and I'm trying the handle.
But no,
It's
I am
like, surprise, surprise, it's locked.
I wouldn't have lockpicks. I don't know. I don't think I'd have lockpicks. I want to look to
If
the.
anyone here has skills in larceny, you can make a resources check to see if you keep lockpicks in
I
case
do
of
have
emergency.
larceny. I have a single point of larceny. So roll 1 dice.
Yeah. With this kind of check, it's always going to be 1 die.
I rolled an 8.
So yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
surprisingly enough, I have a
Just
pair.
in case. Just in case, because like in your line of work, it's for maximum damage. It's important that you actually enter the area quietly before things get loud. You actually do have lockpicks on you.
So what would I
the
roll to
secret
pick this
knowledge will
lock?
help us later.
That's going to be dexterity and larceny.
Okay.
I'm
And-
going to have it be a difficulty of. I'm going to have it be a difficulty of 2.
Okay. And as he would pull out these lockpicks, he would kind of glance back at the others and just be like, "Good for when you get locked out of safe house." And that is a crit and a success.
All
So,
right.
3 successes.
Yeah, you definitely got it. Hold on. What kind of die did you crit on?
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to add one of them. It wouldn't have been the ones that I used for hunger. It didn't crit on that one. It actually failed on that one. So.
Okay.
I have different colored dice. My white dice were my hunger dice. So
Yeah. Okay. So you pick this lock. It takes you like a couple of minutes. It takes you like 2-3 minutes. And you open up, you finally unlock this door.
I'm going to quietly push open the door and take a look around.
All right. When you open up the door, you find this, like, it looks like it was supposed to be a small, like, general shop or something like that. Because the shelves are still there, but nothing else is, just the shelves and the little checkout desk. As when you open up this door, like, you are, at least you know you're obscured from the front window. However, you just look in and see this very empty spot.
In the center of the room? Or just...
From the door, like, not going to the center of the room, no.
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, the empty spot is in the center of the room, or is
No,
it just around this door?
I mean, the store is empty.
Oh, okay. That's... Okay, yes. So I'm going to look back to the others and kind of hand gesture, keep quiet, and follow, and then I'm going to creep into the building.
Okay.
I'm still probably halfway through fishing the Wolverine out of the trash can.
He's been thrashing in the trash can for the last minute and a half.
Trash in the trash.
He had to give up the bone. He is now aggressively holding onto the camera as he attempts to eat it.
Oh god, he's a trash panda in spirit.
You can't eat that. It's not good for you. I will get you a new bone.
Well, you can't eat it with that attitude.
Anyone?
Yeah, I'll get you one from the fucking the store. We'll go buy one of the expensive ones.
And he like, you just watch as like he hops and gets his front legs out the lip of the trash can, and he's just hanging from it. And it's like you have to actively stop the can from tipping over when he does it.
I'm just picturing a trash panda now, hanging out of a trash can.
Why are you the animal I chose?
Because I didn't smell like bitch.
I mean, you're right. Let's just go inside, be fucking quiet, and sneaky. I know that isn't your thing, but please just this once.
I mean, you just had to ask nice and offer the bone.
Just go inside.
Yeah, okay. Where's the big one? He just fucking walks in.
Now, in this building, because we're all going in, is there like a doorway to like another area or something, or is it just this like big open area?
There is a like, just without any checks, there is the door to what's probably the storeroom, because it's just like one very nondescript blank door next to the now turned off freezers at one wall.
I'm gonna go to that door and check if it's locked.
Do you see anything like a security room?
Closest thing to a security room would be you like looking behind the checkout and finding the plugins of where you would, plug in like a little in-store security camera monitor.
So it doesn't look like that camera is being monitored from here.
No, probably not.
Okay.
So going to that little storeroom door, it's unlocked. You can open it up. Yeah, it's almost like a small closet, except it's,
I'm going
it's
to
big.
cautiously open it, and while opening it, like kind of checking to see if there's a trap in there or something. Because my rogue instinct is telling me, hey, there's going to be a booby trap or something. I've been playing Silverback for too long.
Intelligence plus investigation.
Ah, yes, another one of my strong suits, of course.
I could try it.
2 successes.
I mean, you just see a cleared out storeroom.
So there's nothing in this room as I open it up and check.
Yeah.
Big guy, what exactly are we supposed to be securing here again?
He didn't say. He just said we need to grab whatever there is.
Oh, nothing.
Check for secrets, hidden doors and such. There's got to be something.
I'm just gonna head over to like where you said like the security plug going to be behind the register.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. Yeah, you go ahead and make an intelligence plus investigation for this.
Okay. Difficulty?
I'm gonna say. I'll just tell me the successes. I'll tell you if you pass.
2 successes.
When you walk over behind there, you think you hear a weird You think you hear a weird like knock on the floor when you walk over to the over like behind that desk.
I want to investigate the floor panels I've been walking over
All
when
right. So looking them over, you actually find that they are not the floor panels aren't secured. They're just kind of loose wooden boards.
I will remove them.
All right. So taking the little bit of time to remove them. Um you actually like you get all the 5, 6 planks of wood and you uncover a very tight stairwell.
Just gonna look over my shoulder and say, found the hidden room.
Good. Let us go down.
I think it might be a little bit too big for you. I mean, too small for you.
Is it too small for me?
You can definitely fit. It's just not gonna be comfortable.
I can fit, and I'm going to take a swig and head down. Try to weasel
Okay.
my way down the staircase.
All right.
I'll follow.
So going down this staircase, you actually find a if this building had like uh a basement that was registered with any kind of uh just like an actual basement open to be walked into, you wouldn't think it would be that big. This is a fairly large area. It's not like reaching across the street or anything, but it's bigger than the store at least. So when going down there, you actually see what looks to be lab equipment across tables and a few laptops kind of in the back of the room, as well as a doorway kind of over to the side. The entire room itself is lit with like a pale fluorescent light from the rods in the ceiling.
I'm gonna move over to the door because I want to make sure this place is empty before we start grabbing stuff.
Yeah.
This door has a small little like view window on it, and when looking through that little window, you actually see a a very haggard young man. He's actually shirtless. He he looks emaciated and he's chained to the wall, and you actually see he has a stake in his chest.
You see anything?
There's someone in there.
Ah,
I'm gonna pull out the
wonderful.
flip phone and I'm gonna try to call Logan.
Hey
Your
Ryan, there's
signal's
a
really
dude down
weak.
here.
If it's hard to do it, I would have gone probably to the staircase and done it
Yeah,
to
it's like
see.
after like 30 seconds, he picks up. It's like, "What's up?
What are we looking for exactly?
Documents, information, anything you can carry."
What about a man with a stake in his heart?
Oh shit, they got lab rats. Okay.
Do you want us to leave, dispose of, collect?
Find out why he's there and call me back.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Let's question this guy.
I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna go back to that door and open it. Is it only him within the room?
Yes.
I'm gonna glance back to the other two, say, "You two keep collecting
Here,
things. I'm going to."
let me preface that because actually you would have very good vision within the dark. He's the only one that you could assume would be alive. Out to the side of the room, into the side of the room. It's not that large. However, it's large enough that you didn't see this through the door. There is a small pile of about 4 bodies.
Gotcha. I would. So I'll turn to the other and say, You two keep collecting things. I'm going to have a chat with this one. And I'm going to go up to him. And knowing vampires, if you pull the stake out, they would probably wake up, right?
They are removed from torpor. Yeah.
So I would grab him by the neck, and I would rip the stake out of his chest.
No more. No more. Please. Don't do it anymore.
Why are you down here?
Who are you? Are you new? Oh, fuck are you? Oh god, please just leave me alone.
I'll answer your questions if you answer mine.
Oh god, you smell like it. Oh god, did they bring a live one? Why are you? Oh, no, please, I don't. Just let me die.
I'm gonna push him against the wall, and I'm just gonna say, "Why are you down here?"
And you see, he's just like losing his shit. I'll say with your passive ability of Sense the Beast, you can tell he was starved, like starved to the point of feral, starved to the point past feral. You can tell that you're not going to get much out of him until he gets something in his system.
I'm going to
I will tell you before you do what I think you're going to do. You haven't checked out this lab completely.
That's true. I'm going to let go of him, take a step back, and say, "You sit here quietly. I'm going to look around for a moment. When I come back, if you've been good, we can have a chat."
No, maybe like, just restake him. We can get him on the way out. He's obviously in not a good headspace.
I'm going to look around, and then we'll decide. And I'm going to look around and see if there's any kind of blood bags or anything around.
It's not very hard to find, as going to the back of the labs closer to the computers, you actually find that there is a very small room behind a glass door holding servers. In said room, like walking in, you feel that they're keeping this place as cold as possible.
Yes. The
The
freezer is
door
both the server room and the blood bag room. That's
and you
actually very
see,
smart.
and when walking in, you see in the corner a little mini fridge with the door left hanging open with a few blood bags in it.
I'm going to grab the blood bags, and I'm going to take them with me into that room.
You grab 3 blood bags. One is the 3 of them are color coded. One is red, one is blue, and the other is silver. And those are just pieces of tape put on the bags.
Is there any indication what those colors mean?
No, not
We might be
not
able
in
to.
the same area as the bags.
We should look around the documentation before we put anything in this guy.
With a quick, because I'll say Millie was probably looking around while you were talking to him. Millie would have seen like the computers. There's even you even notice that there's like a tablet or two at some of the workstations, and there is a filing cabinet next to the area with the computers.
Hey, Rusky, look these over. I'm gonna go reseal the entrance. Don't want any surprises.
Wait, who are you talking to?
You.
Me. Okay.
A big Russian
I would go
guy.
over to them and kind of look them over to see what the color code would be for the
Okay.
files.
We will say that's gonna be.
Is it intelligence again?
It's definitely gonna have to be intelligence, but I will give you the choice between investigation or science.
Man, it doesn't matter what I roll.
You'll get an extra dice because you'll get a +1 die because it's like the files, they're physical files. You're used to having to deal with like going through information on physical files, and also it's just there was an obvious
organization system, and you can kind of figure that out.
Now
And
remind
this
me
is
again with my how they roll with hunger dice. My rage, is that additional dice that I'm rolling with
you're
it?
gonna
I'm trying to
you're
remember.
gonna that's only for attacking.
Okay, that's only for attacking. So I
Yeah.
got 2 successes out of 3 dice.
Okay. Um, it takes you a second. It takes you a hot second, and you find what looks like experiment data. And when skimming through the stuff trying to find these color coordinations, you actually keep seeing statements of feeding certain test subjects werewolf blood. And then you finally find it. It's like the werewolf blood is labeled green.
And I have a blue, red, and silver.
Oh fuck. I immediately forgot the colors, huh? So it labeled blue, not green.
Blue. So I'm going to set
Yeah.
the blue bag to the side. And what is this? Did I find anything on the silver and the red?
No.
I'm going to assume there's something else. So I'm going to take them to the room and I'm going to set one of them down off to the side. And I'm going to take the red bag. And I'm going to place a hand on his shoulder again, pushing him against the wall. And I'm going to put it in front of his face and say, "Drink it."
You just see like these weirdly long teeth. They're definitely longer than most vampires you've seen. And he just like his head just shoots forward and he pops the bag and he just starts slurping into this bag straight from just breaking it. And you just watch as this messy kind of feeding also just like drips across down his face. And after he's done, you see he almost shakes the same way someone with low blood sugar does once he finally gets it all down his system. He's like, what? Who are you?
Answer the original question and I can tell you.
Say it again then. What was the question?
Why are you down here?
They were man, I was just partying, man. I was at a friend's house and then we all these guys with military gear come in. They fucking gas us. They inject us with weird shit. And they drag us and we wake up here. And then these scientists, man, they're like talking about weird shit. It's like they we can never hear what they're talking about. But like they keep injecting us with stuff, and then it's like they starve us, and then they inject us with this stuff that just makes us lose our fucking minds, and then they put Jesus Christ, God, they put Sean and Jason in a fucking in a room and they hit them they filled them up with that shit and they just ripped each other apart. I don't know why they were doing it. They just kept starving us and then giving us all this crazy crazy blood. It wasn't fucking human. It was something. I don't know, man.
All right. I'm satisfied with that response. We are the ones who stumbled upon you. We're definitely not a part of the little science team that was doing stuff with you.
Look, just whatever. On I saw one of their passwords on one of those damn tablets. They fucking recorded those two when they started thrashing each other. Fuck they I think it was the same one they used when I think it was the same one they gave to that guy who could I think it was a ghoul. Look, all I know is I know the password to one of those tablets. If you let me out, I'll give it to you. Just please.
Give me a moment. I need to make a call. You wait here. And I'm just gonna leave the room, collecting the other blood bag so that he doesn't have the temptation to get it. Try to get it. And I'm going to call Logan again.
Exactly 30 seconds, and then he picks up.
So I got information. They've
Do
been
you know what they were?
feeding subjects werewolf blood. And our little friend here has a password, but he won't tell us until we get him out. So I was thinking of dragging him to the safe house while staked, and then I give him a little chat there.
All right, I'll sanction. Okay, I'll allow exfil of asset. However, see what's on that tablet before you grab him. We need on. I don't know what the hell's happening over there. Get as much follow his lead as far as you can on site. As soon as you get whatever you can from that, grab everything else, take him with you.
All right. Consider it done. And I will hang up the phone. And I'm going to turn to the other two and just say, grab anything, but give me the tablets.
I'll hand it to him and start grabbing everything I can carry.
So you can definitely cuz how I imagine stuff like this happens is like somebody grabs the trash bag out of an empty bin and they just start throwing files into
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so and you can definitely do that with the tablets as well. Now, with the computers and the servers, how do you want to try that? Because the computers themselves, they have like towers, and the servers are servers.
I would say,
Obviously, you want to grab hard drives.
yeah, okay, so he would know what to do. He would grab hard drives.
Okay.
And then he'd probably grab one tower just to have something to put the hard drives in, but that's just me.
There was a computer in the safe house. However, it was just simply labeled use when necessary only.
Yeah,
This
so
is necessary.
well, he
Yeah,
does his
it's
thing. I'm doing mine. So
like you guys have worked with this company for long enough. You know that that's just standard practice with the safe houses. Like there's a computer there, but you can't really trust the internet all the time.
mhm. So I guess while they're collecting, I'm going to take the tablets over to our friend and say, and I'm going to show him them and say, which tablet?
He looks at the three of them. It's like here, and he just he checks because he grabs them and he checks and he finds one with a small Hello Kitty sticker over the Apple logo,
Of course.
and he just hands it to you, and it's like I think it was 3263.
Put in,
I'm pretty sure that was it.
I put in the password.
The tablet unlocks.
All right. You've definitely bought your ticket to freedom, but we're going to do it the way that I have the intention of doing it.
You're gonna get me out of here though.
Yes. And then
Okay,
I'm
whatever
going,
you want. Whatever you want.
yeah, I'm just going to drive the stake back into his heart.
Yeah, he still chained there, so it's not like he can fight that
Yeah,
often.
so I shove it back in, and I'm just going to whisper to him, you'll be out of here soon.
All right.
And then I'm going to go through the tablet and just kind of flip through stuff.
Going through the tablet, like going through the videos because I imagine you would look for what he was talking about first. You see a recording of two like who are probably kindred that he was talking about, um, literally ripping each other apart with their fangs. Like they look like they're going at each other like wild animals.
It's like two werewolves fighting. It would be like wolves biting at each other and trying to rip flesh.
Yeah.
Probably, hence the reason that it was probably werewolf blood they were injected with.
The next video is actually like you see whoever it is, they're probably a ghoul. You don't see fangs or anything of telltale vampiric nature, but you see them setting up this tablet, leaning it against something outside, and it's actually daytime. And you watch as they uncover a cage in the middle of the woods holding somebody,
and you just watch them burn. And then you just see as this school walks over to the camera and says, uh, test was a fail, Doc. I think you gotta fix the mixtures or whatever before the video ends. And then you finally get to the notes and documents. And it's all these notes about um time survived in daylight, ability to retain sanity with werewolf blood in system, and like variabilities, all talking about like attempting to cause a permanent homeostasis of the power put into into werewolf blood. And all of these like official documents that you actually find, or like scans of them to reference and stuff on this tablet, they all just say Project Daybreak.
Tom would probably mutter under his breath, "Idiots," and just put away the tablet once he's kind of gone through everything, and unchain the dude. And if there's another bag around, he's gonna throw it over the dude's head so that he can't see anything.
Okay.
And he's going to pick him up and carry him into the main area.
See
All right.
Tom come in and be like, find out anything useful?
That we need to take everything that we can. Any information, papers, computers, all of it.
Take everything towards the rest? Towards the whole building?
I would not say torch. It would draw too much attention.
Yeah, setting a building on fire is kind of a,
That's telling everyone that we were here, and I'd rather
The
not.
camera is already planning on liquidating the place. We're just
Well,
helping them out.
if we do it too early,
we shouldn't draw attention to ourselves.
remember what Logan told us. And I'm going to set the dude down by the exit, and I'm going to start helping with whatever's left of grabbing hard drives and anything else, and paperwork and everything.
Okay.
Try to make as quick of work as possible.
All right. And it's just grabbing, so it's still whatever you can carry. So after you grab everything you can, you're still leaving like monitors, like not the hard drives, but still the PC towers, the scientific equipment, as well as what like the servers, because you can grab like,
The
I'll say like,
servers have like hard drives. We would have grabbed those out of
yeah.
them.
However, the problem is that you wouldn't be able to grab all the hard drives. Servers have like fucking
Yeah.
like stacks of hard drives in them, so you can't grab all of them. However, you can
Being that
grab the majority of them.
we don't really have enough hands, I'll ask if they want me to head back to the safe house and bring a car back. And we could grab everything.
That might be a good plan. Yes. Take one of the bags with you.
Take the bag I have, fold it over my shoulder and move towards the stairway and start removing the boards again.
All right. You just met with like the snout of this fucking Wolverine, because he was left up there, just like looking at you as you take the boards up.
And I probably would have told. I'd probably tell Ryan to turn to him and just say, "Go keep watch upstairs. Let me know if any trouble comes in."
I mean, that's what the dog's for.
And then I would find another bag and start putting more of the server stuff into the bags.
All right.
Just kind of climbing out of the floor.
You know what? If I can avoid work, sure.
You keep doing what you're doing. Pew.
Just
weed out the back
looks at
door.
you with beady eyes.
There is no soul behind those eyes. They are the eyes of a shark.
Tom gets a call.
I answer. Hello.
Hey, all right, give me a sit rep. I'm picking up some weird information. Look, you guys aren't made yet, but I caught over the police band that a CCTV camera got busted up. They think it was a wild animal. So you got time? What do you know?
We've got everything collected, but we need a car. We're sending one back. I can move everything away from here.
What did you learn? At least tell me what you have right now until you can get everything offsite.
They're trying to cure a vampire's vulnerability to the sun.
Did it have a project name?
What was it again?
Project Daybreak.
I just say that Project Daybreak.
Paper files are the priority. Everything else, fucking destroy it. Take a fucking axe, torch it. I don't give a shit. You're leaving as soon as you get everything. Kill the subject.
Consider
Cut his
it
fuck.
done.
Only way it makes. Don't eat. If he's fucking staked, it's still not gonna matter. Don't even let him see you. Get his fucking head off. That is the only way he's going to die.
By any means.
As long as he is alive, you are all in danger. Take his fucking head off. Torch the place. I don't care. Make it look like an electrical fire. It doesn't matter. You're leaving tonight with whatever you can carry.
Consider it done. And I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to set everything I've collected by the door, grab the dude, take him to the back, and come back to the door after I put him back down in the room. And I'm just going to, before closing the door, turn to Ryan and just say, "Don't come back here until I've opened the door." And I'm going to close the door, and I'm going to go into my hybrid form and just start tearing this dude apart.
Before you do, when you close the door, like before you turn around to do this, you just hear him say, "You know, it's really lucky they said it's really lucky they said I was viable." And I do want to see how much damage your first attack does, because that's as much as you'll get before all of this happens. I mean, it's already really weird that the guy who should be in torpor can speak.
Mm-hmm. So I need to do, what is it? So my attack with hit would be...
So your attack is probably gonna be
it's...
your strength and brawl with all your modifiers from
So
your
strength, brawl, plus an additional 2 for my feral weapons, and then plus 2 for feral, plus 4 for strength, plus 4 for brawl. Oh wait, no, the plus 2 is that's automatic to my damage, so I don't need those dice. And then plus 1 for my rage. Oh boy, I have a lot of dice in my hand. That is 1 crit success and 4 regular successes. So 6 plus 2 because of my feral weapons.
Okay, so that's gonna be 8. The problem is that for him, this is gonna be superficial damage. As you watch as the stake, like after you slash, the stake falls from his chest, the bag rips, and you watch as he doesn't grow to your size. However, it seems that he stands taller, and you just watch as this man with a mix of rage and fear for his life, these claws grow from his hands. His legs kind of fucking, it's almost as if they break and reform to give him haunches, while he's still
very much humanoid, and he just pulls himself up to fight against you. You watch as his already oddly long fangs distend until they completely come outside of his mouth, and he is going to attempt to bite into you.
I think I have a thing. Let's see. I just want to check if my lightning stuff does anything. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
So, go ahead and actually, what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is a 3.
Okay, so are you attempting to at all? Because this is a very small area. Are you just are you just gonna take this, or are you going to attempt to like dodge or fight, like try to push this attack out of the way?
I think I would be trying to push him away from me or push something between me and him for just a moment.
Okay, what's your actually give me your strength then.
My
What's your
strength
strength?
is a
Yeah.
4.
Okay. So you're kind of able to hold him at bay. However, in this form and just this snarling and roaring creature, he's actually getting kind of close to your strength. So you kind of have a split second to like, try to do, or if
Because I do have a
anything.
lightning strike still, which allows me
Yeah,
to be faster and shit.
and Ryan, you can definitely hear this. Millie's gone. Ryan, you can even look through the window and see this because you definitely
Looking
hear.
down at Hugh. Looks like it's going well.
He was upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's still on lookout.
Okay, good for him. Okay. Okay, then that was muttered to myself.
It looks like it's going well. So I roll again for my
You told
next
me to
attack.
stay out, and I'm
Yeah.
not getting between this.
You're watching two ravenous animals attack each other. I wouldn't do anything either. So I roll again for my next attack because I have an opportunity.
You can attack or you can try to pin him or anything.
I'm trying to rip his head off. That's really the goal right now.
All right, then yeah, it's going to be a strength plus brawl. However, you are going to take a 2 dice penalty to this.
Okay. Just remove those 2 dice. Oh, what a beautiful set of rolls. Holy shit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
You're able to pin him and you're getting purchase at his head. However, that is going to allow him to take a swing at you. And he's just losing it as he tries to like just gouge into you. And you're actually going to take 2 aggravated damage as it feels as though the claws that scrape across your abdomen burn similar to silver.
All right.
Now, yeah, strength plus either athletics or brawl to just take his head off. All you have to do is beat 5, I think it's 5 damage.
Strength plus brawl, obviously, because that's 8. And I still add my hunger or my rage to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 dice, I get a roll. Let's do this. 1, 2, another crit, so 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, yeah, you just fucking wrench his head off. Like you hear it cracking and just you actually pull the spine out of the body with this
Yes,
pull.
the predator kill. Of course. This is beautiful. This is a moment of glory. And I do heal a point of damage because of my ability. Because I just heal in this form.
Yeah.
Naturally. So I would after tearing his head off, I would just be kind of in the form still panting, and like I would probably chuck the head to the side and just tear up the body a little more before kind of coming back to myself and dropping the form. I guess would be it would take like a minute of just like pure rage and destruction, and then kind of humanity comes back and it's like, all right, let's calm down and go back to the human form.
Turn a monkey.
Yes. I feel like in the time that would happen, like due to the werewolf form, all of my wounds would kind of close up, depending on the length. It's up to you if you want that, if you're good with that, or if you want me to just keep one health down.
Yeah,
But
you'll come back with I'll say no aggravated, just 3 superficial, so 3 crosses. Because like you come back from damage pretty quickly. It's just like there's always going to be some lasting thing there.
yeah. Okay. And yeah, so I would just
Yeah, so
calm myself down.
now
It's
instead of gouging your gut, you have like a it's almost like someone tried to like it's almost like someone just like got you like 3 different times with a kitchen knife. It's not deep, it's just there's blood.
yeah. So what is the difference between the superficial and the aggravated? Thinking about that.
Aggravated can actually kill you. Superficial just keeps stacking until it turns aggravated.
Okay, so once you've gone through all of your health with superficial, it then becomes aggravated
Yeah.
with every damage
Actually, it's
after
not
that.
even that because you do 1 cross, you go all the way down, then you start Xing out boxes, and then you erase it all, and then put 1 aggravated.
Oh, okay. Health system's a little more complicated than I would have expected, but it makes sense. Okay, yeah. So I would bring back my composure, calm down, and then, due to me probably being covered in blood to an extent, I would try to wipe some stuff off and then head out the door. Back into
Have
the
fun.
main room. The job is finished. And yes, it's the part of the job I enjoy. And I'm going to go over to some of the bags and start collecting them, and just going to say, we need to move this stuff now. Move it somewhere else so that the police don't find us just hanging out. And I'm going to start moving bags upstairs as quickly as possible.
All right. So, because that little skirmish wouldn't have been very
It
long.
was like
So
maybe 30 seconds.
yeah, so Millie is not back yet. So as you move once you move everything that's like of something you can actually carry instead of just like all these big pieces of equipment, you're kind of just waiting in this empty storefront for a few minutes. And that's and like are you
I,
moving them like
I,
next to
I would
the
say I'd be moving them to a different alleyway, like not far enough
oh,
to
you're
be
taking them
like,
all the way outside. Okay.
yeah, we're moving them to another spot so like we have line of sight of the building and can watch for the cops and for Millie, but not close enough that it would be like, oh, they're right there.
Yeah, and when you get everything, what are you doing? Staying in that place as well, or
I would I would probably be hanging out in a like shadow somewhere to watch the building and wait for Millie and just kind of hang out close enough that we can watch the bags as well.
okay? How about Ryan and Hugh? Well, mostly just Ryan. Hugh's just gonna follow him.
Listen, I ain't been pulled shit, so I'm just kind of following
Okay,
the big one.
that's fair. While you guys are waiting for Millie, I'm gonna say probably across the street.
You guys see a cop car just very slowly pull up to one of the parallel parking spots in front of this store.
And just think about this too. We would have put the boards back. Oh wait, we didn't
All right.
destroy everything. I forgot we were supposed to do that. Probably would have done that before we left, but
And they just, like, two of them get out of the car, and you actually see, like, because one of them's wearing, like, a sheriff's uniform, but the other isn't. Like, he's wearing, like, almost like a it almost looks ceremonial with just it being a trench coat and how, like, the cuffs are, like, lined yellow and the trench coat itself is, like, a dark kind of crimson closer to beige. Um, from your guys' experience, you're probably looking at Little Appalachia's, sheriff, like, Camarilla sheriff,
mhm.
and the two of them just, walk up, sheriff, opening the front door, and they start looking around. And as you watch this, Millie, you're driving down the road towards like driving down this main road, and you guys see Millie driving down.
Life is a highway.
And I'm going to partially step out of the alleyway and kind of throw out a thumbs up as if to ask, like, hitchhiking.
And hitchhikers keep on driving.
Now, I have to ask too, like, in the time, because I completely forgot, we would have probably gone and destroyed everything if we had the time. Do you think we would have done that? Like, just
No,
smashed it if possible, but okay, so we would have left everything intact for the most part.
it would probably have been a poor decision to do so before, like, to do that and then go to the safe house instead of just do that while you're leaving town anyway.
Okay. So, I guess I'm trying to get Millie to stop without revealing that I have slashes across my gut.
Come to a
Yeah.
slow crawl,
Yeah, you can clock him pretty easy. You can just stop.
and then I'll push the button, pop the open the back so they can just climb in. I put the seats down.
I'm going to then turn and grab as many bags as I can carry and tell Ryan to do the same. And just start throwing stuff into the back.
Even Hugh is dragging a bag in his teeth over to the boot.
Okay, so once we get everything in, I want to close the door and I want to go up to Millie and just say, you two head back. I'm going to wait and watch. And if nothing happens, I plan to go back in and destroy everything.
Why? Where's the rescuee?
Taken care of.
A
Logan's
lot of weird
orders.
shit happened, and he got very aggressive. We'll explain more later.
I had a little bit of fun.
Well, if this is everything, we'll get out of here. You do whatever you need to do.
If you don't see me by tomorrow night, just go wherever Logan tells you. But you probably will.
Don't be that stupid.
I didn't say that I was going to die. Just that I might disappear.
Don't do that either.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Rather than drag this conversation on anymore, I say we disappear from the scene and you do whatever you need to do. Have fun.
Yeah, that's the plan. And I'm going to turn and drop into the wolf form and kind of slip into a shadow and just sit somewhere and watch.
Cloak of Shadows.
Yep, that's what I'm pulling.
Okay.
Cloak of Shadows. I'm going to sit there perfectly still and watch the building.
Okay.
So perfectly still, you turn invisible.
Yep.
So, Millie's going to the safe house, and you guys are just gonna wait there, or what's the game plan when you two get to the safe house?
I'm going to walk away for a second, so I'll be right back. You guys.
So there's a computer there. Maybe start investigating stuff. Of course,
Alright.
I haven't been told exactly what the hell we're doing now. So
Okay.
This ain't my forte, so I'm letting them
Yeah, I'm just
really
trying to
do their
think.
thing.
I'm just thinking of something right now. Okay, so when you get back, you're gonna start plugging in hard drives. What about the physical papers, the tablets, stuff like that?
Keep those stored away for now.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with passwords. I don't want to get a paper cut.
Well, the problem is that you are like you can access the hard drives. However, they have multiple different folders and things of that nature that are held behind passwords. So, you can either make a intelligence plus technology or an intelligence plus no, sorry. No, an intelligence plus technology or a charisma plus technology.
I have returned.
Those
Just
are the
letting you know
same
I've
for me.
returned.
Because you can either do social engineering or just straight intelligence.
What's difficulty?
I'm gonna have it be a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
You have nothing to go off of. You're just it's at a
Oh,
certain point. It
it's a
becomes difficult.
failure. How? Because I don't have anything in tech, and my charisma and int are both 3.
Okay.
I ain't got nothing. You good at any of this stuff, Ryan?
Nope.
Is the dog good at any of this kind of stuff? Because I don't think the Tom
If he is good
is
at
really
any
good.
of this stuff, I'm putting him on a fucking talk show.
Fair enough. So I'll just start securing it for transport or whatever. Better than just plastic bags.
Just setting stuff up in the in the SUVs and everything. All right.
Yeah, like making it, yeah, instead of just haphazardly throwing shit bags, just making sure everything's nice and secure.
All right. So, Tom, as you wait in the shadows, you see like the sheriff and this deputy. They walk out of the front door. They seem to be talking in hushed tones. I will say that because of your distance and because they are like it's fast. They're trying to keep it quiet, and they're getting into their car. You'd have to try to make a check to hear what they're saying.
Sure, I'll make a check. What can I lose? My
Wits plus
life.
awareness.
Wits plus awareness. Same as my intelligence plus awareness. Let's see how this goes.
Gonna be a
Uh,
difficulty of 4.
yeah, no, I'm not passing that. I got a 1.
All right. So, and you just see them drive off.
I am going to scurry my way across the street, still in the wolf form, and once I hit that back door again, I'm going to change back and head back into the building.
Okay. It's pretty easy. You left the back door unlocked. And even then, you could just pick it again. Uh, Going over like the planks were set back in place. You know where they are and how to
Mhm.
take them out.
I want to go down there and I want to see if there's any way that I can catch something on fire. Like if there's any kind of gasoline or flammable substances within this lab of any kind.
One of the most wonderful things about secret underground anything is that they're probably precariously set near a gas main. Um, I'm gonna say, you can make a actually, yeah, make a check for heightened senses. I need to look at the stuff for heightened senses.
Is that a skill?
Is that under? Do you have auspex?
No.
No,
You
you
didn't
don't.
tell me that one.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember what ability you might have now because I remember
I
something.
just have the Sense of the Beast and Eyes of the Beast are the 2 awareness ones that I have.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So no. No heightened senses. All right. Then yeah, you're going to need to make a. I will say, and this will be a bit of a weird check, animalism plus awareness.
It just might as well just be animalism. I don't have anything in awareness. Believe it or not, that's 2 crit successes.
You can smell. It's not like you smell. It's not like when someone smells gas from like a stove with a pilot light out. You smell a mixture of gas as well as uh like piping, like especially like old, especially for some reason copper. I don't think copper is what they use to transport natural gas, but they had to they were the like Millie said, the fucking city planner here should have been shot. Um and it is way too it seems that they probably dug into that line like in the server room.
Oh,
And you
perfectly
actually see
placed.
you actually see that that these utility lines, including the gas main, they pass through the server room because the cooling system is directly connected to the electricity grid.
Ah. So I want to see if I can get something in the room to start sparking. And then I want to break one of these mains.
Servers are notorious. Well, certain servers, especially those that are running large amounts of information through them, are notorious for getting hot. They can actually get so hot that they light on fire.
I'm going to start hitting something and just get something to catch fire.
Well, the thing is,
Are you just saying they're already hot enough for me to do what I need to do?
well, they're always going to be spitting out heat. The idea is more like that's the reason why this room is refrigerated.
Yeah. So I could turn off the refrigerating. How would I do that?
I mean, they like whoever built this place was obviously not thinking about like, oh, somebody actively trying to make these things burn themselves out. So there's just a thermostat.
turn that bitch all the way up. We're turning that to 100 degrees.
All right.
Or as high as it'll go.
Okay.
And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to bust. Once I've turned that up, I'm going to bust one of the mains. And.
All right. Actually, give me just a straight strength roll because to access the main, you're gonna have to like tear one of the AC units out of the wall.
That is 5 successes.
That's perfect. It's fine. That's more than you needed.
If it wouldn't have worked in this form, I would have gone feral and done it. Because it would have pissed him off and he would have just gone into a rage and just ripped it out to do it.
That is definitely more than you needed. You're good.
And then with that thought, I'm going to, once I've broken that and I've determined that it's going to eventually catch on fire, I am going to make a quick sweep, make sure we didn't leave anything behind, make sure none of the bodies are alive, and make sure every door is open so that this whole place explodes flame whenever it happens.
Okay.
And then once I'm done with that, I'm getting out, putting the boards back, closing the back door, and then I'm gonna go back to my spot in the alleyway in the wolf form, and I'm just gonna sit there again and watch and wait because I got all night.
After about 4 hours, well, actually, after an hour, uh, while you're in wolf form, I'm gonna say you can't really notice or check your phone. So Millie and Ryan, you guys get texts on the phones that you two picked up from the kitchen, and they just have the address, uh, an address labeled airport, and the name, and just like a name labeled information handoff. So like just information handoff, fucking whatever the thing to denote what it is, then a guy's name.
and it gives like a time frame. The time frame is like close, like later tonight.
How many hours away?
About we're gonna say it's probably around like by now it's like 10. This is for
Maybe like 3 o'clock or
for
something.
like yeah, it's like 6 hours away.
Okay, and how far away is the airport?
Uh the airport, when plugging it into a GPS, it looks like it's if you take some like weird dirt paths, an hour 30.
Okay. Just seeing how soon it is until like we absolutely positively have to leave, whether
Yeah.
or not Tom gets back.
So after those 2 hours, that's what happens. Another 2 hours pass, and Tom, you get to watch the fireworks as a plume of fire like pops pops the front window glass of this little store.
I'm gonna say when this is happening, his eyes go wide in a mixture of excitement and flashbacks, considering he has seen a lot of explosions in his days. And there's a brief moment where he loses himself in the memories and the flashbacks before shaking it off and making his way back to the hideout.
Put your rage up to 2 for PTSD.
Yep, I figured as such because the war flashbacks are gonna hit me hard. And he is going to make a run back to the safe house, probably staying in the wolf form, running like to the edge of town, and then heading straight to the safe house.
In your wolf form, even though you're taking the long way around basically, in your wolf form full sprint, yeah, it only takes you about like 25 minutes.
And then the moment I hit the back door, I'm getting up into my regular form, human form, and heading through the back door.
All right.
And I don't know where they are in the house, so I don't know what I'd be seeing the moment I come into the kitchen.
Just look around. We're in the kitchen.
Just in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm sitting at the island.
I'm just gonna. Any word?
Hugh has been put on top of a counter because he is now extremely pissed that you guys haven't purchased his bone from the pet store. And
You gotta
So how'd it go?
wait.
Let's just say that I left with a bit of fireworks going off.
Don't burn down the building, they said.
Things changed when I talked to Logan. Plus,
Well,
we're supposed to skip town anyway soon, so
we're supposed to skip town now. We have the drop-off site for the info.
did you already pack the car?
Yeah, repackaged everything for
Good.
transport.
Then
You
let's
get in
on
your
the way.
car, I'll get in mine. Make sure you have everything. Don't leave anything. Maybe burn down the safe house.
No, we don't burn down the safe house.
it is definitely not
That-
standard practice to burn down the safe house.
That
Hey,
is against protocol. I have only
it-
ever.
Maybe we burn down a few more houses on the way out.
It
Look like
is
a
it
serial
is
arson.
it is standard protocol to just once over the safe house, wipe down hard surfaces and be out. Like just fingerprints are probably there, wipe and then gone.
And the comment that Tom would have made to him about burning down the safe house, he said, "That is not standard protocol. I've only ever had to do it once."
Beginner.
Because I feel like at
Um,
one point he would have had a safe house that got compromised, and he's just like, "Fuck it, we're burning it down, and I don't care what anyone says at the corporation."
Well, good thing our cleaner friend never arrived, because I don't think they'll complain about us using their gear to wipe down the place.
You just grab like some Lysol wipes from that one duffel bag.
I'm gonna use the Swiffer. I love a good Swiffer.
I'll let you do the cleaning then, and I'll check for anything that may be left. And I'm just gonna do a run through to make sure no weapons have been left behind because I didn't do much in this house, and the only thing I know that came in with us was weapons and then the cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
And then I'm also gonna
After
check the trucks.
after finally doing after doing like that one check, when looking for weapons, you actually accidentally find the hidden weapons cache in the safe house. It's
Anything
just
good?
it's just a cubbyhole in the master bedroom with like 2 pistols and a pump action shotgun.
I was wondering where this was. I'm just gonna close it.
No, your germs have got in there.
Yeah. It's fine.
After
And great, you found a cat.
I'm so sorry for my cat.
I
It's
love
actually,
cats.
it's actually the Wolverine. He's taken on meowing.
I also apologize for any loud noises that suddenly happen. She might attack my mic.
I believe it. Cats are evil. They can be
Okay,
cute, but they
so
are evil.
after doing the wipe
Yes.
down and an equipment check, everyone hops in their cars and gets ready to drive.
Yes.
All right.
Time for a relaxing car drive.
Yeah, but just
Tom is just ba 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 da da da. Yeah.
All right. And
Purely
it's just
Russian lyrics about drinking vodka and invading other countries. Yes, and there's a suka binyat in there somewhere.
Yeah. And just and like a very it's not like a bad drive. It's just that kind of like, oh god, fucking these roads, I do not trust them. They are simply padded down dirt. Jesus. For like an hour 30, and you find a airstrip a little bit further away than the one you guys landed in. And you see that there's a plane, there's like a small like what's it's like the propeller planes, a small propeller plane with
Oh, a school bus.
yeah,
Or bus plane, or whatever the fuck they're called. I think we've called them school buses in the past.
with the because it's like a Cessna. There we go. It's like it looks like one of those kind of planes, and
Yes.
the pilot's standing outside, and there's another guy with who's standing next to like a just kind of like a nondescript kind of like gray sedan. You see that there's actually a motorcycle next to him, and he has his trunk open as he just kind of sits on the edge of the trunk waiting for you guys.
I'm going to be the first to step forward after getting here and be like, what is the name that was on the text? Because I would have checked the text by this point.
Shelby Weinstein.
Use unfortunate name.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate, yes.
As I step forward towards the individual and just be like, are you the one named Shelby that we are looking for?
Yes. I'm sorry. Um, I was supposed to meet two people, a man and a woman. Only two people. The pilot was talking about it.
And I glance back at the other two and just shrug.
Just backing up the car towards the plane so we can unload it very easily.
Uh,
They're in the
look.
other car.
Okay, yeah, no, of course you're the big guy, of course. Yeah, you need to check your stuff. He sent an email about well, not an email. He sent a text just in case somebody missed any of their info.
I'm gonna check it. What did I miss?
Your the address that was sent to you, you just get a simple address, and it's just like plugging it into your personal phone. It seems like it's like a bar across the road from a rest stop just on the highway southbound from West Virginia.
I'm going to sigh. I'm going to go over to the car, knock on one of the windows for them to roll down.
Before you turn away, he's just the guy's like, wait. The bike's for you, big guy. The Harley.
Oh, I was going to knock on the window and tell the other two that I need to go. And I'm just going to look at him, kind of grin a little bit, and just be like, Logan knows me well. And then go and tell the other two that I have to go.
Okay. don't die or anything
I don't plan
mildly
to.
inconvenient.
Well,
And don't torch any places without me.
I can't make any promises. It's the best way to make a quick escape.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to get on that Harley, rev that thing a few times, and we're gonna fucking just go for it.
All right. So let's
Of course, he's the type to ride a fucking Harley.
He's a Russian hitman who's literally designed after fucking Wolverine. Of course, he would love a motorcycle.
So we have 2 Wolverines in the party.
The actual Wolverine, and then the guy who calls himself Wolverine.
Wolverine.
So after getting all of this basically paraphernalia into this guy's trunk and coming over the Cessna, the pilot just looks at the two of you. It's like, all right, so we're gonna fly you out to Chicago. You're gonna meet a valet there. They're gonna have a sign with your names or whatever. He's gonna take you to a hotel. You're gonna wait there for your big friend, and your cleaner should probably be there. You'll most likely get more information. This cloak and dagger shit's weird. That's all I know. That's all I got to tell you.
That's fun.
All right, hop in. I'll make sure it's a smooth ride.
It's not gonna be a smooth ride. If they have to tell you that, it ain't gonna be smooth.
I mean, the thing with small planes is that they're a lot more susceptible to turbulence.
They are not gonna be smooth. I have been on a small plane. They are never smooth.
Just absolutely buckle up.
All right.
Keep a firm hand on the Wolverine.
All right. So, before we end the session, we'll do the
Bar
Deal with
fight. No,
we'll deal with Tom. Yeah. So it takes you like it doesn't take you a whole day, but it's like it's the middle of the day when you get to this bar.
it's
You had to drive.
It's a good drive. I had to pick up snacks
It's a
along the
good
way.
Yeah, it's a drive. You had to stop. You had to get some water as much as you needed the vodka. You had to take a second and be like, "Fuck, I haven't had water in like 3 days. I should actually get some."
I have been drinking straight vodka for the last week. Where's my water
I've been
bottle?
drinking something that legendarily dehydrates me forever, and I haven't had water in like 3 days. Like, and then you finally get to this. It's like it looks like a biker bar,
Which I fit in perfectly now.
and sitting on like one of these dual sport bikes, kind of separated from all of these like lined up Harleys and hogs. You see Logan, and you just see him kind of sitting, just basking in the sunlight.
I forgot he's special. He doesn't have to hide from the sun. Just gonna casually pull up, turn off the motorcycle, hop off, kick out the kickstand before I hop off, of course. Just kind of walk up to him.
I haven't heard the name Project Daybreak in a very long time, Tom.
I don't like the sounds of it.
I didn't think they'd keep it going after they, wrote me out as a failure. You torched the place.
Like a fireworks show on the 4th of July.
Good.
Brought
There
back old
shouldn't be
memories.
more things like me out there.
I would agree.
Don't. Who am I kidding? You're the last guy who'd feel bad about ripping someone's head off. But just, if you ever felt the need to, don't worry about that guy, whoever he was. He was dead as soon as he was put in there.
He really pissed me off when he fought back.
Yeah, they'll do that. When the adrenaline starts pumping, stakes don't really help. It's all about the pain. I mean,
Things like me, we're a little bit more akin to you than I'd like to admit. I mean, it's not the hunger that guides us, it's the anger. It's always the anger.
It was satisfying to tear his stupid head off.
Yeah.
Spine still attached.
I don't know why the fuck they're starting that project up again, but that's not the only shit I'm gonna have your crew deal with. And when I say your crew, I'm not saying your lead. They're gonna be the ones to decide who's lead, but you talk the most, so you're the one I'll talk to the most.
I think I do the leading anyways, but who can really say?
Yeah. This reminds me of something. I don't know what. It's probably back when we were in those forests. Yeah.
Possibly.
That was the first time you saw me, actually. You know, I clocked you a lot more than when you saw me torch that motherfucker in Nam. No, no, that was more pleasure than business. No, I knew about you a lot longer than you thought you'd see me. It was weird, you know,
There are
actually talking to you.
there are a few that knew about what I did in the wars.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I'd walk past your carnage every once in a while. I mean, there were a few times when I even saw you at work. It's good. I can't say it was better than me, but it was good.
Was it in Russia with the Nazis?
That was I want to say the fifth time.
That was a good day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did my own work back then. Stalingrad was fun. Stalingrad was real fun. Look, uh, I'm gonna keep you guys on this daybreak thing for a while, but every once in a while I'll have to divert you to some more pressing shit. Like you guys are just gonna be in Chicago for a hot second so you can meet your cleaner, because then I'm gonna have to send you guys overseas. Just there's some work in Chicago, obviously. I wouldn't just have you sitting there for nothing, but you're gonna get your cleaner before then. He he's one of it's important that you have something to clean up your messes. I mean, you're part of that crew. It's just
Yes.
shit.
Might I ask what kind of work it will be in Chicago?
Well, the local police are talking about the trouble in Chicago is just normal, everyday gang violence, gun violence, shootings of that nature. And I mean, usually it's that. However, when said gang violence begins turning into violence between ghouls and vampires, and even a couple run ins with Vampire Clan. Well, not Vampire Clan, a Werewolf Clan. The ones around the woods out there. That's when. Well, that's when I want some eyes on the situation.
Is this going to be a diplomatic or simply watch?
Neither. It's actually gonna be a search and destroy.
The messy
Somebody's
kind.
causing trouble, and that's causing trouble for everyone. You're gonna get rid of the cancer.
My favorite thing to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. Look, keep going south until you hit Maryland. Then you can go to DC, take JFK. You got a ticket for Chicago.
All right.
Consider the road trip your little vacation. And you just see he pops the kickstand, he kicks the clutch, and he's on his way.
right before he does go off, it'd be one more thing. When are we going overseas?
After Chicago, uh, you guys are gonna have to look for somebody and you're gonna have some fucking nostalgia. Remember that weird patch of jungle out to the west of the Ho Chi Minh Trail?
How could I forget?
Yeah, that shit was fucking terrifying. Um I'm hearing news of somebody hiding out there. You guys are gonna deal with Chicago while I get more info on it and find out why the Khmer are so worried about him. Hell, why the fucking Russians are worried about him. I mean, I thought they stopped trying to put communism in Vietnam after us. So I'm gonna dig up information on that, and once I get anything solid, you guys are gonna be on a plane.
Sounds like a hunt.
All right.
Just gonna kind of give him a nod as he kicks off his kickstand and then go back to my bike. And I'm heading south.
Actually, you'd be heading from Virginia.
Oh, you go north.
Fuck.
I would go north.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you'd
right.
be
Yeah,
heading
yeah.
north.
So I'd be heading back north again, but towards the east more.
Yeah.
Half an hour into his drive, he realizes he's going the wrong way, and he passes by Logan, who's still hanging out there.
Just be like, get 30 minutes down the road and go, I'm going the wrong way. 30 more minutes to drive. Whatever. Just just turn back around and go back up.
Yeah.
Take a bit of a scenic route along the way.
Basically. And with the two in Chicago finally getting to finding comfort within their like 5-star hotel rooms, and Tom going up north to Maryland to meet them after a plane ride. I think that's where we'll end the session.
That sounds like a wonderful place to end the session. Because we closed off every single loose end for this session. I like this character.
We grabbed all the stuff.
I killed a man. And I gotta talk
I
about
watched a
the
man
war.
get killed.
I didn't watch a man get killed or a building burn down.
I think Tom had all the fun. other than Hugh. Hugh had some fun too. But I think Tom had most of the fun. I like that. That was
Tom's gonna get an earful about the fucking Hugh getting let out.
I still haven't gotten the earful. I was like, it's gonna happen. No, it didn't happen.
It will.
It's gonna
We
come.
were busy.
I kind of just
Wait.
pushed the envelope on what we needed to do. There was no time to argue with me.
Excuse me, sir. Your neighbor has been complaining about the Wolverine staying in this room. Now our hotel has a very strict no pets allowed,
No
and that's
Wolverine
not even a pet; it's a wild animal. So we're going to have to ask you to leave the premises.
I'll give you $30 and you can
He's
fuck off.
literally been an excellent dog. He's been better behaved than most chihuahuas.
Just look around and the bed's all torn up.
If Jared was in this campaign, he would go,
And
funky
probably
dog.
the most torn up it would be is just him bundled in the blankets.
If Jared was here, he would just point at it and go, haha, funny dog. Or funky dog. That's what he called Silverback. So, thinking about this, just like as a thing, I always ask this at the end of sessions, and you guys do it to me when we do the Scale of Fate stuff. Experienced. Are we getting anything out of that? Are we not doing experience? I don't
Fair. Okay, for the death of a man, Tom is going to get 20 experience. For the utilization of the wild animal, Ryan is going to get 15 experience. And for Millie finding the lab, 15 experience.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Mwah. Lovely experience points.
Using the
Yes.
table I showed you guys before, you can spend that whenever or however you'd like,
I'm going to put
or you
points
can
in
just save.
awareness because I need awareness.
Awareness is basically this game's equivalent of perception.
Yeah, I
So
have
yeah,
none. So I need awareness because I'm the guy who's been looking for everything and I'm the hunter. I need awareness. I didn't think about that when making him, but now I realize I need it. I have insight. I don't have awareness.
yeah. Actually, do make it a habit of asking me for XP because I don't want to forget, and how I want to do XP in this is different from most of my stuff
Yeah,
because
it's a force of
I
habit
am
for me to do that because
yeah.
it's a force of habit for my players to do that when I've hosted sessions in the past for stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's like I am awarding XP depending on like what has been like
done.
what yeah, just like what has been done, what has been accomplished. It's so obviously combat's not the only thing that'll make XP, but it's a way to reward you for being in for interacting.
Yeah, this character is gonna get a lot more XP than Felix was. I
Yeah,
went.
you were just the guy with the
I took.
dog running away from stuff.
It's hilarious that I went from a character who is afraid of everything, doesn't talk, is a runner and won't fight, to I'm going head on. I do a lot of talking, and I'm not afraid to rip the throat out of someone, even if they are a big bad menace that has a chance of hurting me.
Your old character was like new Ryan, but a coward.
Yes, and had mental breakdowns all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why old Ryan nicknamed you Shaggy. Scoob.
I had fun playing that character. He wasn't a good character, but he was fun. So, I guess shall we do outros?
Uh
Outroductions.
yeah, next week is yours, Tyler, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do mine. Yeah, next week on Tuesday we will be having the next Scale of Fate or SOF campaign, as we've been calling it, as the acronym.
We've been calling it soft.
On the Discord. We've been calling it SOF.
Uh,
The roles you guys have is Soft Party A and Soft Party B because neither party has given themselves an official name. Like
okay,
no,
fine. We're the best party then.
the best party. Well, if the other party
Yes.
names themselves, we can name you the best party. But this coming Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we will be continuing the Scale of Fate campaign. Jared agrees with the best party name. We will be continuing Party A's adventure with Calder, Jotun, Orion, and Kosho, because Vex is no longer there. I think I might have left someone out of the loop. There might be one more. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I feel really bad if I forgot someone. And then on Thursday, we will be continuing the Party B's group, which 2 of the members are here and the third is in the chat. We will be continuing their adventure with their little death race scenario they have going on in the deserts of the Outlands.
Now this is pod racing.
Fuck off.
Oh God, I'm gonna get a cease and desist letter from Disney just because you said that. And that will be at 7:30 on Thursday. I will post tweets, hopefully, if I remember, depending on how my week goes. Depends on if I send out tweets. Discord. So, thinking of ways to find out if we're streaming. This outro changes every time. Join the Twitter, which it's somewhat reliable depending on if I post whenever we are streaming these sessions. You can also join the Discord, where you have a chance to talk to us, possibly join one-shots that one of the few DMs within the server will possibly host in the future. I've already done one-shot, and we did one short campaign. And the last way is to follow the Twitch page and turn on those notifications so you are told exactly when we go live every week, because we go live every week unless we specify otherwise. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, we have a lovely YouTube page that is linked in both the Discord and the Twitter. And I'm throwing up hand gestures as if you can see me, and you can't. Everything is organized in playlist, all pretty like. I still am working on descriptions for some of them. I haven't given them all description, but they do have their names, and they are in order. So if you wanted to catch up in order, you can go through the playlist that way. So, as always, we hope you guys enjoyed this adventure, and we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.